Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Welcome to the dog pound.
Yeah.
I'm scared of these damn Pistons. I'm very concerned.
Screaming, cheering. Yeah, I cry loud, cause I said it got now. We off the leash, and we not coming to peace. This is Detroit, when we step on the court. Be afraid, when you see the motorcade, watch below. When you see us soaring, Jalen Duren. Pick your poison, all gonna war when Daniss us so. Be afraid. Yeah, I cry loud, cause you know we got now. We off the leash and we not coming in peace. This is Detroit when we step on the car. Be afraid. When you see the motorcade, watch your low. When you see us soaring, Jalen Duren. Pick your poison, all gonna war with Holland and so. Be afraid. It's the dog pound.
Y'all know what time it is. DJ basketball.
You're breaking the mic over here. You're breaking the mic.
Oh man, I don't care how loud I am today.
Cut you out. Just cut you out.
The neighbor's gonna be mad. I bet the neighbors know my name. I don't even care. Guys, what up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuce and Boss Show. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. If you watched that game between the Pistons and the Magic, then I know for sure that you are. But boss, how are you feeling? Talk to me.
Man, if you guys are on the live, yeah, if you guys were on the live, you saw me at the end there. Just all the emotions kind of came up. I'm just so proud of this team. It's not even, the fact that we're one, that we're moving on. I'm just so proud of them. Everybody, except their fan base, their true fan base, everybody has doubted them, has talked, just cut them lower and lower. Oh, they're down 3-1. Oh, the Celtics have the East. Oh, like just for months. And they finally pulled it together. And I'm also very proud because, we knew what we were seeing in the first 3 losses against the Magic wasn't Pistons basketball. And they really they peaked at the right time. And it was just incredible to see everything. I mean, got emotional seeing everybody out there. They got to play, emptying the bench.
You asked for it. You asked for that.
I did. It's a playoff game. And these guys, and it's a game 7 at home. The crowd was crazy. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Guys, we see you in the chat, man. Y'all are coming in hot per usual. Got a couple quick super chats we got to get to, Boston. And we're going to get into this game in full. Alan, what up, though, bro? Says Uncle T owns the belt on this night. Guys, I'm glad you said that because you know what, guys? The poll is live for who you guys think should get the belt for this game. A lot of candidates, Boston, in this game. A lot of contributors, and that's, like we always say, a great sign. Because that means when it's hard to pick a player of the game, that means a lot of guys were contributing. A lot of players were contributing. And that's what happened tonight. And you guys have at that poll, man. We're going to check back on that in a few minutes. But Alan, appreciate you. He comes back around and says, Uncle T is now Uncle Big Shot.
I like it.
In this game, bro, he brought it. He absolutely brought it in this game. All the guys did, man. So as we always say, guys, if you miss your comment, man, repost it, caps lock, super chat, whatever you guys want to do to get our attention, go ahead and do that. And we will make sure that we come back to you. Boss, let's just jump right into this game, man. Absolutely. Initial thoughts. Let's just get right into it, Boston. Let's not waste any time. What did you see in this game? Talk to me. You know what? Go ahead. Do your thing.
What?
Do your thing. I was going to get to a quote, but we'll do it after. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first quarter, guys, we were down by 22-20, but on the live, we were like, okay, this is fine. Like, we're still playing our basketball. We're looking good. Yeah. It was such a defensive game. But we won it on the offensive end, too. This is our highest scoring game of the series.
I agree.
This was just a show out. And so then the second quarter, was just same close basketball against 2 teams that want to win a game 7. We pulled away. We led by 11 to end the half, and that was just huge momentum-wise. In the third, we came out and we didn't give them any momentum. Paolo Banchero was their only scorer. They could do nothing. They talk about how we don't have offense, and they had to rely so much on one guy, and that guy started to fade in the second half, as it usually goes. While we, gave a lot of guys that opportunity to score tonight, and most of them delivered. A lot of guys had their best game of the series so far, which is incredible. That's what you want to see. Late in the game, some whistles, some just NBA being NBA, letting it play out, seeing what happens, trying to keep it close, making sure people don't turn the game off early, keep those viewerships up. But we delivered. We came back every timeout we had tonight. We came back and just flipped the momentum again.
Lost for words, huh?
I'm emotional because this was Detroit basketball, and they didn't let the foot off the gas at all. Everybody delivered. JD had his best game. Tobias has his career or season high 30 points tonight. Cade with a double-double. Yeah, I mean, Ausar doing incredible things on the sock end as well. Daniss Jenkins waking up and not waking up, but finding his rhythm, his groove. Everything looks amazing. And so I'm just again, incredibly proud of what these guys did. And we won decisively. Yep. It should have never gone to 7 games, but it took time for us to get into our rhythm. And with these 3 wins in a row, we showed, that we are the number 1 seed, why we are the better team. And this is just a fantastic momentum going into the second round. We won a series. Yes. We've already done more than we did last year, way more than we've done in the years and 18 years before. We won the series, game 7 at home, total repeat of 03, like you said. Yep. So I'm just, and we'll talk so much about it as we get to guys and individual plays and certain things I saw out there, but I am on cloud 9. It's like, I was like, I'm going to have to let this sink in. And then it sunk in completely on live. And I had to wait to turn off to completely lose my mind.
Boss was getting emotional, holding back them tears.
I mean, it was, and a lot of that is just proud, just the grit, the persistence of this team. And then again, just Detroit versus everybody everywhere.
Yeah. 100%, guys. Let's start with this, man. Boss already mentioned it, but the Pistons, they did it, man. They are moving on to the second round of the playoffs, beating the Magic tonight in game 7, 116-94. And guys, the last time the Pistons, as Boss mentioned, reached the second round of the playoffs was back in 2008. Guess who was against? Yep, Orlando Magic, led by Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy. The last time the Pistons came back from a 3-1 deficit to win a playoff series was 23 years ago as well. Back in 2003, like I mentioned, also against the Orlando Magic. The Pistons were the number 1 seed. The Magic were the 8th seed. And Boss, just like in 2003, the Pistons advanced in a blowout win. Blowout fashion at home. In 03, we beat them 108-93. Tonight, it was even worse. 116-94. But in both of those games, look at the score, though, for the opposing team in both of those situations. 93, 23 years ago. 94 in 2026. So guess what? They still did it the same way they did it then.
They collapsed in worse fashion than they did. Like you said, the same way.
Whenever the Pistons win,
Detroit basketball, Detroit culture.
Yes, whenever they win, regardless of the era, regardless of the time that we're in, it's always going to repeat itself, Claire. It's always. That's how we're going to get it done. So some things never change. That's why the Pistons are built on defense. And for those who remember, we'll have a little fun. Let's go down memory lane. Right? Let's go back to the time the Pistons did it last time. They were down 3-1, right? In the first round to the Magic, guys we mentioned, Chauncey, Rip, Ben, Tayshaun, all those guys before she got there, obviously. In 03, they could not stop Tracy McGrady. He was running wild in that series through the first 4 games. And the Pistons, it looked bleak. Just like it did for us this series, it looked bleak. And I will never forget, Tracy McGrady, when they were up 3-1, he said that he couldn't wait to get to the second round. He said to be able to go to the second round, it just feels great. I don't know if he forgot that season it had switched to 7-game series in the first round, because that was the first year in 03. That was the first year it went back to 7 games per series, because it used to be 5 games for the first round and then 7 for the other rounds. So it worked out for the Pistons, because had it not changed that year, they would have went home. But that year, it went to 7 games, and they gave them a chance to get back into the series, and they did when Rick Carlisle made the change of going from Michael Curry to Tayshaun Prince at the 3 to guard Tracy McGrady. That was a difference in the series. And when that happened, boss, he went from averaging Dick McGrady 36 points per game in the first 3 games to 26 points over the last, or the first 4 games to 26 over the last 3 games. And that changed the series. That completely changed the series. So you can't ever speak too soon in the series. We had a lot of fans trolling us, Knicks fans, Magic fans, Celtics fans, Cavs fans, Raptors fans. Everybody was like, oh, worst number 1 seed in history, right? Worst number 1 seed, they're frauds. They can't even beat the 8 seed Orlando Magic, all these different things, right? But they, like we do, they showed resilience. They showed resilience. Being down 24 points in the third quarter of game 6 on the road when it looked bleak and they had all the momentum, they came together piece by piece, possession by possession, chipped away at it, didn't try to get it all back in one play, just took their time, knew they still had enough to get back into the game, and won that game by 14 after being down by 24. 38-point swing in that game. For them to show that kind of resilience and then to be able to translate it into this kind of a win, Chevy, is incredible. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. The Magic gave us all they could handle, all the Pistons could handle, but the Pistons came out on top. And now they'll face either the Cavaliers or the Raptors, who are playing in their final game of the series as we speak now. So,
well, no, about an hour. They got a while.
They got a little while? Okay.
7:30, I believe, is when they start. So we talked about a little bit on the live, guys, but you can keep us updated, but we might be able to catch some of that after this too.
For sure.
See the matchups. But for now, we're just going to focus on what this team did. Like you said, I mean, just I just can't believe it. And, we did see, we saw some more B-ball Paul minutes, but we didn't see any major adjustments. And I know that we were getting on coach about that a little bit, but he knew that this group could do it. And they proved it in the last 2 games.
Yep.
So.
And I'm glad you said that, boss, because that takes us directly to what coach said prior to game 7.
Taking everything as it comes to us and not thinking about what's happened in the past or what's happening in the future. And I think that's what, has given us an opportunity to win these past couple games because we've been just so focused on the moment. So is momentum a thing? Possibly. But it's not something that we focus on. We focus on the task that's in front of us and making sure we go out and do this to the best of our ability. Right? You look at it as one game that you got to focus on being the best that you possibly can, just like any other game. And I think, again, that's what our team has done a really good job of this year is not thinking about 10 games, 7 games, whatever it is, game 7, game before the All-Star break. Like our guys have just taken it as game by game and day by day. And I think that's where our focus has to be because if you don't, then all the outside distractions become a part of what we're doing. Right? This is just one basketball game where we got to win as many battles as we can, which is what, we've done all season. And obviously, Orlando's going to have something to say about it. Again, for us, we've approached the season and games what we need to do on that day. How do we win that day? So our focus isn't on, this being game 7. This is our focus on the Detroit Pistons. Do we execute enough of our stuff and do the things necessary for us to win possession by possession, quarter by quarter, and then ultimately the game?
Shout out to coach, man. He had these guys ready to go. Boss, we know that his rotations have been maligned and all these different things, but some of the things that are being said about him before the series ended were crazy. As far as he's not the right coach for this team and he doesn't make any adjustments. And listen, I was one of the people who was like, we got to see some changes. I was never on the train of we got to, he's not the right coach for this team. So I think he has earned our trust even more. You can't look at the past. Exactly. As players grow, so do coaches. So do coaches. So the fact he was able to make the right adjustments, boss, playing more Paul Reed, getting more guys involved, making the right adjustments, like that's very important to see from him. I want to shout him out because I feel like he's just as important for us being able to come back and win the series as anybody else. So JB deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely. It's huge. I think especially after, I forget if it was game 3 or game 4, and both of us were a little bit tough on the lineup that ended the game. We didn't understand it. We didn't, it was more offensive leaning, defensive, but I think that we did pull this out. I think it's always a different story. If we had lost, it could have been a different way. Like, would you have done this? Would you have done this? But coach just continued. He just stayed steady in his beliefs. And when you don't waver like that and you make it happen, you have to pay the respect where it's due. He's heard the noise. He understands the criticisms. He's known since he came here. Cavs fans, well, JB's going to lose the playoffs for you. It's JB's rotation. It's all this. Yeah. No, what he does is he believes in his guys, and he understood as well, like we talked about earlier, like the first few games of this series were not us. They were not how we play. They were not how we win basketball. Even game 2 that we won, like it just still wasn't us. And he trusted his guys to get back into that without any help. And it's honestly just going to do so much better for the continuing rounds. We just battled 7 games in the first round, and now he knows what these guys can do, but he can call on other guys that he know that can also do a good job. I don't think we talked about it. I don't think he has any disbelief in Ron Holland or B-Ball Paul, but he just wanted to put some pressure on these guys to get it done.
Absolutely. Shout out to him for sure.
Yes.
Boss, let's get to some numbers that I like to look at to see if the Pistons played to their style. Let's just go through a few things. Points in the paint, Pistons won that battle 38-28. That's who they are. They dominate the paint. They did that tonight. Fast break points, they won that battle 16-9. Their average in the regular season was 19. So they didn't get there, but they held the Magic to 9. That's great. Great transition defense. Rebounding battle, they won that 41-33, which is once again dominating the paint, dominating the glass. That's who they are. The free throw battle, they shot 8 less than the Magic, but they shot 22, but they made 18. They made 18. And boss, you said it. They started off slow again. The past couple of games, they've started off slow from the free throw line, shooting like 55% to start. But they picked it up. I think last game they ended up shooting like 28 for 35 after going 5 for 10 to start.
It's a little bit about peaking when you're not an offensive team. It's a little bit about peaking at the right time. Like we're not an offensive team. We're a very defensive driven team, but our offense is hitting at the right time, which we'll get into later. Like Duncan was pretty off on threes, but hit a big one late to keep the lead high. Like when you're not offensive, you just got to rely on some of those things too.
Turnovers. We won that battle as well. We had 14, they had 16, right? Okay. So once again, the turnovers were relatively low. I like to see like at the 10 mark. That's great for me when it's at 10, but 14 isn't terrible, right? It was some timely ones. It was a flurry where we had a few in a row, which made it seem like it was a lot more. But 14, I'm okay with that, especially when they have more than that. Points off turnovers, they won that battle 15-19. Not really stressing that too much. It's not a ton either way. They only won by 4.
A lot of those were late because at the end of the third, it was we had 17 and they had 6 off turnovers. So it was those late turnovers that they were forcing us. So it's a little bit of
that's true too. That's true too. Yeah, good point. Assist, we won that 30-18. And that kind of goes hand in hand with there being a lot of candidates for being player of the game.
18
because a lot of guys were getting involved because they were all moving and sharing the basketball. That's how they win. Go ahead.
Last game they had like 10 assists in 10 minutes. The Magic did. Today they started off with assists. Powell got going early, but they were winning in that category to start again. And then ball movement down to that again. And like I've been saying, when they collapse, they rely on just a couple guys to play hero ball. They don't know how to play team ball. They don't know how to pass. They don't know how to get back into a rhythm when you've cut the momentum out of them. So
when you hit them in the face, hit them in the mouth, they don't respond the right way.
No,
they don't have the resilience that the Pistons have showed throughout the series to be able to continue to stick to who they are to try to get back into games. Right? The Pistons did that last game. They just locked in and played to who they are. Stocks, last one. We lost that battle 15-18. 3 different margin. I'm not mad about that either. But yeah, so boss, for me, as far as what I saw in this game. So before the start of game 6, let's go back a little bit, right? I was telling you that I thought that was going to be the toughest game of the series for the Pistons because game 6 was Orlando's game 7. I said that to you before the game started last game, right?
You did.
They had the momentum. They were at home. They had the crowd. They had all the circumstances you could want, especially not playing in an elimination game for them, right? And after they went up 24 last game, they were in prime position to win this series. But after that collapse, after the Pistons hit them in the mouth in the second half and they didn't respond, right? The incredible fight the Pistons showed in that game, coming back to snatch that game away from Orlando, snatch their heart, like I said, on their home court. I didn't think the Magic will be able to mentally lock back in the way they needed to now with the circumstances not being in their favor, not being on their side. Because tonight was the first game they faced elimination in the entire series. The entire series. And they were also on the road. They were also playing the number 1 seed with our fans in the building going crazy, right? So I just thought, because the Pistons, we said before, the Pistons were settled in to being, they were comfortable being uncomfortable in the series. They played 3 elimination games.
Yeah, they were never ahead.
They were never ahead. In half the games in the series, it was an elimination game pretty much. This was the first one for the Magic. Yeah, that was a big difference. So them feeling they felt the pressure. They felt the pressure, and they knew they let it go last game. That's why I said that was our game 7. So I said to myself, and I was telling you, I knew they would show some fight early to try to have a short memory and wash away that loss in game 6 and say, next game, let's forget about it and move forward. But I thought, and I told you, I thought the Pistons would pull away in the second half. Competitive first, right? Competitive first half, but I said second half, Pistons going to pull away. And that's exactly what happened. So for me, this was the most complete game of the series for the Pistons.
Absolutely.
Most complete game. It's either been, for the Pistons, it's either been they've had a great quarter, like in game 2 when they put up 38 points, or a great half, like they had in game 6, right? It's never really been a full game of 48 minutes like we always talk about that we saw. Tonight was the closest thing, even though it wasn't a 48-minute game we played. They played this close to 48 by far to who they want to be tonight. And that's why this was their only game where for most of the game, they were in control. And early, you could see the jitters, boss. You could see even the Pistons had jitters. First game 7 at LCA, right? A lot for these young guys. This was Cade's first game 7. This was JD's first game 7. This is all these guys' first game 7. Unless you're Duncan or Tobias or maybe Javonte or Paul Reed, maybe. This was the core's first game 7. And that was why I thought they had some jitters early, but they settled in. They brought good energy. They brought great energy early. They were really sound defensively. We always say the shot may not always fall, but control the controllables, right? Control what you can control. Control your effort. In that half-court offense, boss, they were rotating very well.
Yes.
Right? They for the most part, to give them credit, they were staying in front of their man. Like, we saw a lot of defensive breakdowns all early and often of the other games. But tonight, we saw them really trying to stay in front. But even when they couldn't, the rotations, the help side rotations, the rotations were great. Guys were absolutely flying around. Because, the Magic like to move the ball when there's a breakdown, when there's a double. They moved the ball well. The Pistons were flying around. They were trusting each other defensively. They were on a string defensively. You didn't see 2 guys trying to get to one guy, and now they move one more, and now the guy's wide open. You saw the right guy moving to the right place at the right time, and they were all just in sync defensively. Powell had the first 11 points, like you mentioned. He was feeling himself.
He had half the points. I look at the Magic have 60, Paolo has half. The Magic have 20, Paolo has half. The Magic have 80, Paolo has half.
Right.
And I said from the start, because you put a poll up and you're like, what do we need to do? And nobody voted for stop Paolo. Because if you're not stopping Paolo, that means you're stopping everybody else. And that's exactly what happened today. So if Paolo, needs that, efficiently, he couldn't miss, guys. We were guarding him well. We did our best against him. He just couldn't miss. But we didn't, we didn't mope. We didn't get frustrated.
Yep.
We just carried on. Yep. Started, I think Duncan had 6 of his threes in the first quarter. And part of that was to just get try to get some points on the board. Yeah. And help out. But then I think JB also just kind of knew that other guys we knew Tobias has been super efficient, but guys like Daniss Jenkins, guys like JD could take some of that pressure off. It would just have to be a perimeter. That's basically what happened. So
exactly.
It's been, like you mentioned, the kind of slow start, the jitters, all that. And I think, again, what happened last game is us coming back. And of course, we know we can, but we don't want to do it again. And that's exactly how they approached this game, which was huge. The confidence coming into this, it completely swung. And now, again, I said if we win a series, a lot of our individual guys' confidence will go up. But even in this game, guys like JD and Jenkins having their best game of the season or the series in game 7, it's just going to carry over so well. And it's going to help us not get off to a kind of a slow start to start this. All of us were just like confused for the first couple losses, game 1, game 3, and then game 4. But game 1 and game 3 were just like, what is going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
Kept saying, I'm waiting for us again to sink. And these past 2 games, guys, basically 6 quarters, because the second half of last game and it carried over into this one. Right. And I think that the jitters is what caused the slower start. Yep. But we weren't letting them get anything either. They did go on a couple runs. Yeah, some, the refs are trying to keep it going as well, which, we're used to playing through. So
and even the slow start tonight, it wasn't because it wasn't the defense.
No, we looked comfortable. Yeah,
it wasn't the defense.
That's why I think Duncan was throwing shots up, because they're just like, let's just try to capitalize. And because Duncan has been guarded well in this series, and he was big in our comeback in Game 6. So I think I think JB was trying to get ahead of the Magic, trying to get him slowed down. And while, again, we'll get to his stat line, he ended up only making 2 of 10 threes, but did other things out there. I appreciated the approach. I got it.
Let's check. Go ahead, finish.
That's really all. I just appreciated the approach from Doug. I think when we get to him, we could talk about it a little bit more, but you could tell that, when these guys don't see their shots go in, it's frustrating for them as well. But again, like when Paolo had all their points, we had 4 guys that already shot on the court for us. And 3 guys that made those shots. But again, it's not relying too heavily on one person. And people have been saying too, we don't want to rely too heavy on Cade. Cade's going to have a great game, best game of his career. And he did have a great game tonight, but we didn't need him to score 45 points to do it.
Right. You don't want Cade having to score 35, 40 every game. You're not going to win that way. That's not how we're built. Let's get into some super chats and we'll check out the poll. Let's go to First Class Kings. What up, bro? Says, remember when Doc Rivers said the Pistons better play their tail off or they going home? 100%. 100%. And guess what happened? That was the first of many of his 3-1 blunders. Right? But that was what ignited it for sure, because the Pistons responded. Ben Wallace, who was in the building, Rip was in the building. Shout out to the legends who were in the building tonight. Ben, Rip, Isaiah was there. It was nice I think that kind of gave our guys an extra spark too. Like, okay, yeah, our guys are here. Let's show out for our guys, right? For sure. So that was good to see. I'm glad the Pistons got a dub for those guys, because they remember this Orlando Magic team. They remember being in a situation, being down 3-1, having Game 7 on their home court. So it had to be something of a deja vu for them a little bit to see the same situation play out the way it happened, in the fashion it happened in Game 7, just like it did for those guys.
It's so crazy, because it's like, when you think of that, you think it can't happen again. Like, we're aware of it. We were aware this happened before. So how can we learn from history? Yeah. And they did worse.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Maestro says, been watching for 22 years. Been too long since I felt this optimistic for this team. Great to see Duren and DJ show up. Also, retired Tayshaun Prince he needs to have his jersey retired for sure, bro.
22 is my lucky number though, but I think Chaz looks nice in it. I think Chaz can grow into a number 22 for us, but I do agree. Tayshaun, he's often not amongst Pistons fans, but in the media, he's often the forgotten one of the best 5 alive. Yeah,
for sure, because he wasn't an all-star. But he was just as important as anybody else on that team. That
was a team, guys.
Yeah.
You can't even pick which one was the best one in the group. So
he did a lot of the things that Ausar does for this team now. Just a lot of the little things that don't always stand out, right? Yeah. So for sure. Appreciate you, Mauser, for sure, man. Yep, 22 years. That means you have been watching since the 04 team.
Let's go.
So I guess when they're not winning championships, you just stop watching, huh, bro? Appreciate you, bro. Let's check out the poll, boss, and then we'll keep pushing. Who do you think the chat thinks should get the belt, boss? I know they kind of already said already, but who do you think got the belt? Who do you think they think should get the belt?
Chat voted Tobias before it was announced, because it already was announced. But that's who I would have picked as well. Again, you could have picked Ausar any of these days. You could have picked Tobias, Cade, or Ausar any of these days. Jenkins I could have seen as well, but Tobias, he turned into Banchero in the third for us.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get to that for sure. Yeah, Tobias won this by a landslide, 82%. Cade was at 13, Daniss is at 3, and I had JD for the fourth one and he had 2%. So Tobias, 100%. No
Tara,
question.
you've asked us a couple times. It was his best game. He had 15-15.
15-15, bro.
And so I get it that you're asking why he's on the poll, but he finally woke up a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. He did a lot of little things tonight.
Early got us going offensively. Early.
Yeah, and just giving him. Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it, but. We'll check back on that. I doubt that's going to change that poll, but we'll check back on it a little bit later. But real quick, boss, I want to give the Magic a little bit of credit. They gave us a hard-fought series. They prepared us for next round with their physicality, their style of play. We're not going to see that type of physicality in any other series.
No.
For the rest of the playoffs, even in the finals, we're not going to see that. Like whether we play the Cavs or the Raptors or the Sixers or whoever else is of it, that's it. Even in the finals, we're not going to see that. whether it's the Spurs, whether it's the Thunder, nobody plays quite as physical as Orlando does. Nobody does. Not even the Spurs.
I think
the Thunder, not as a team, not everybody. They've got individual guys who do, but as a team, I think this is the most physical. But the point is just that I think this really prepared them. For what, they're prepared now. Like, I'm glad it happened now.
I got to give you credit for that, because you said even if this is a 7-game, it's going to be like, this will just prepare us. And then I've just been repeating what you said, because I mean, it's just so true. Every team is different. They're going to have different styles of play. We're going to see different rotations, in terms of like guys in. I don't know about lineups, but in terms of, who's on the court with who and everything, depending on who we play next. But it just prepared our guys to, again, fight, to be able to go into this next round fighting. Yeah, that's true. 3-1, down 3-1, and fighting through the physicality and the floss and the flails. Stu having to constantly prove his hands are off of bodies when he's screening, when he's offensive reporting, whatever. The Magic were a very tough test. So I give him credit for that, but also, I mean, I thank him for, I mean, it's hard because we are the better team, and I don't want the Magic. Like we said, we play similar styles, but we're not similar talent, or similar team chemistry or anything like that. So they were a very tough matchup for us. But I'm curious to see. I'm just totally glad. I think that also they wouldn't have been able to beat next round too. Like Magic wouldn't go far. So I'm just so incredibly proud of these guys. For the Pistons, because they could have gone low, especially after the third loss. They could have, a lot of people. There's still more games. There's still more games. I mean, even me this morning, I was thrilled to see the Celtics eliminated, but I wasn't about to go online bragging about it because my team's still in it.
And now that we've won, now we talked about this too, boss, because we were saying if the Pistons also lose in Game 7, it'll just be a distraction for everybody who said Boston was the team to come out of the East, and the East ran through them. That's all we heard this year, despite us being in first place since late November. Everybody was still saying, well, once Jason Tatum comes, they're doing this already without Tatum. Once he comes back, watch it, like all these different things. So now that we won, the focus is on Boston as being the only true top seed to lose in the first round up to this point, right? So like they have to focus on that. There is like that's what I love, because now everybody who says it has to eat crow, all ESPN, all the national media, they got to look at us now and say, okay, we were wrong about that one. We were wrong about that one. So
I mean, they're probably gonna put the Knicks first, just based on the Knicks eliminated the Hawks faster. Everyone else in the East went to 7 games, which is crazy, but it's competitive. It's gonna be fun.
If they have the Knicks above us, they have not watched the regular season.
The media is not going to. The media is not going to give us our flowers due. They haven't yet. You even sent me the other day the sports books. They had Knicks and Cavs over us coming out of the East.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm just glad it happened the way it did up to this point. So we'll see what happens going forward.
And their opinion doesn't matter, because again, I was talking to you last night after the Celtics Sixers. Melo was talking about how Tobias Harris needs to insert himself more. I was like, Melo,
what are you talking about, bro? I love Melo, but bro, you're not watching the games.
You're not even watching, bro.
You're not even watching the games. Yeah.
So we don't care about the media.
So back to this game. Unlike last game, boss, I liked how the Pistons closed the second quarter. Right, last game, the second quarter was almost what did us in. That's when we went down 20 points. It was the first quarter, last game, and this game was similar. It was tight, very tight, very back and forth. 1 or 2 point lead at most for both teams in that first quarter. But last game is when they went on their run. They took over. They broke the game open, and we were just thankfully able to respond the way we did. Tonight it was the opposite. After that close first quarter, we were the team to really break it open and impose our will, not let our foot off the gas, and just really stick to who we are. And I felt that second quarter, like last game, was a huge difference tonight in this game. Even though we won both of them, it was huge. Third quarter also, we always talk about, they didn't let up. We were saying they were up 11 at halftime, 60-49 they were up. And out, like I was saying last game too, like if you're up, if you want to keep the urgency, pretend whatever lead you have, you're down by. So I was, if you're up 10, pretend you're down 10. If you're up 20, pretend you're down 20.
Do not get complacent.
You got to keep that. Yes, you got to keep that desperation. You got to keep that urgency. And in the third quarter, they kept it up. They really kept it up. They brought even more defense. They came out with a 6-2 lead to start the third quarter. Timeout for the Magic. That was when I was like, okay, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. because we're not allowing them. We're out the gate like it was the first quarter. Out the gate, we're coming to put you guys away, right? It wasn't like it was timeout and now it's a game again and now it's getting tight on our home floor. Now they got confidence. No, Pistons said no. Third quarter, they said no. We're putting you guys away. Fourth quarter was a little bit sloppy. We saw the Magic go to double teams in the backcourt and pressure and stuff like that. JB called timeout, regrouped, lead back up to 20 within like a minute or two. So this was as close to a 48 minute game as far as who the Pistons want to play as I think we have seen, but in the playoffs for sure. But it's been the best I've seen them play, period, in a long time. Going back to the regular season, it's been just the best I've seen them play, and they needed it. They needed it in this game.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Consistently looking, even though the Magic went on their little runs a couple times in the second half, like again, like you said, finishing out the second half strong, but then also coming out in the third quarter, immediately getting a bucket, getting a stop. Duncan had that block on Wendell, or not block. He denied a pass from Wendell Wendell from behind. Just getting immediate fire, like not sitting back at all, not getting complacent, which they have at times in the regular season, but I really didn't think they would this game, and they did not. And when the Magic went on their run a little bit later, again, it was a little bit of ref driven, a little bit of the Magic had their season on the line. They were going to play us really tough. JB took some good timeouts. We just really locked in to get it done. And you heard me, like I never ever call a game early, ever. I don't call a game early.
You did last game.
No, but the way the Pistons were playing showed me there's just no way. Even when the Magic cut it to 14 with like over 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes left, and you're just like, this is still winnable for the Magic, except the fact that the Pistons won't let them, because the Pistons are playing completely comfortable. They're playing their style. The Magic are getting some help from the refs. The Magic are clamping down. They're forcing turnovers in the back. They're doing Magic things. The refs are letting it happen. But the Pistons, there's just no way they would have sat back and just taken it. And so I think pretty much earlier than that, I felt very confident in this game. Like you said, like after the start of the third, just the way that they were playing, you're just like, this is Pistons basketball. They're not going to fall off. Like I felt very confident, but voiced it with like 4 minutes left of like, start talking about next round. Because truly,
I was like, who is this?
I know.
Is this
I almost like saying it, and I was like, I can't be jinxing it right now when I do this, but you guys know I just don't call it as NBA basketball. But if you guys watched the game, you guys saw what the Pistons did was their best game of the series, absolutely completely locked in.
They refused to give it up. Yeah. I loved it. And you saw they took the Magic's heart. You saw them starting to drop their heads. I was saying you could see Paolo's body language. He was scoring a ton of points. He was knocking down some really tough shots.
Paolo's over there calling for travels. It's like, bro.
But you saw late in the third quarter when you check score, when you're playing that well, knocking down tough shots like he did last game too, but tonight knocking down shot after shot after shot, contested, just and ones, just everything. And you look at the scoreboard and you still down 20. You saw him kind of like the same animation that he had early was gone. He just wasn't the same guy. He started missing free throws, which he wasn't early in the game when it was close. He just kind of had his spirit was just kind of broken. You could just see it. And so they knew we weren't going to let them walk out of here with the series on our home court. Now I was saying that last game, boss, they're not going to win this game. They're not. The Pistons aren't going to. Cade and the guys are not going to allow them to lose. It's game 7, first at LCA on their home court to Orlando. It just wasn't going to happen. So a couple quick comments from you guys, and we'll go to some individual guys. JV says, or Jay Chevy says, the media and sportsbook aren't going to give the Pistons any respect. No. Pistons will just have to keep winning until they have no choice but to give them their due. That's how it's always been too, bro.
It's like they hear Detroit versus everybody, and they're just like, let's feed into that, I guess. It was just crazy. It was like, oh, you want to motivate us? Like, if you want to kill our spirits, start giving us praise. Basically, the Pistons
100%.
They love to prove them wrong. I love that too.
Yeah. Organic says, every time we got stagnant offensively, Cade took the bull by the horns. And we're going to get to Cade in just a second here, bro. I totally agree with Cade and how he played in this game for sure. Boss, they're asking for a live watch of Cleveland and Toronto. I don't know, guys. We've been going for like already 3 hours already. We'll see. We'll see how we feel when it's over.
Well, the Rats, they start in like 15 minutes. But I did say, I mean, hopefully, because hopefully, we'll get through everything and we can, catch the second half, catch the fourth. I'd stay on with you guys. I'd stay on to talk to you guys about it. It also just depends on how the game's going. But at least first half we can't do because we're going to be here with you. But second half, we'll see where we're at. Yeah,
for sure. But we're glad you guys are loving the post game for sure.
we get a whole 3 hours to sit back and watch who we face next. We're not OKC, we're not the Spurs. We don't get days. We get a few hours. But yeah.
Boss, let's get to some box scores, man. Let's get to some box scores. And guys, let's start with none other than Cade Cunningham, man. Tonight, guys, Cade Cunningham, another 30 ball. His third straight at least 30 ball. He had 45 2 games ago. And he had 30 again tonight. 32 points on 10 for 18 shooting overall, 4 or 6 from 3, 8 for 10 from the line. So real quick, last 3 games, he was 14 for 14 2 games ago from the line, 10 for 12 last game from the line, and 8 for 10 tonight. So he shot at least 80% on a high volume from the line from the last 3 games, which is great stuff for him.
Completely different from the first few. Completely different.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, he had 1 board as well. 12 assists, guys, to 4 turnovers. The 4 turnovers are the least he's had, I think, in this series. In the 3-to-1 ratio he has there is great. We haven't seen that all series, so good for him. Also 2 blocks to boot in 39 minutes, boss. A lot you can say about Cade in this game. What'd you see?
First of all, 39 minutes. That's it. He's been playing. Right. That's 5 minutes less than his average. 3 to 5 minutes less. So for him to do that, I mean, the efficiency alone, 10 of 18. Like I said, guys, Paolo was getting all the shots early. He ended with 14 of 25. That's 56%. Cade shot at 56% as well, but better shots. The 4 of 6 from 3, man. And look, that was a little bit needed with Duncan not hitting his as our perimeter shooter. But Cade's 3-ball has been on these last 3 wins. That's huge. And he just looks so comfortable taking them as well. It looked easy for him. There were a couple times he drove to the basket, pressured, doubled. Otherwise, he got what he wanted. He looked completely comfortable out there. He had a block on Bane at the rim. In the third, he had that dunk on Banchero. And then a block from behind on Suggs at the rim. That's I feel like Cade has handed Suggs a block every time. It's Suggs, you don't have to get challenged. By now, you don't have to challenge JD. You don't have to challenge Stu, but Cade's on the floor with you, my guy. You're not getting him.
Yeah. 2 poster blocks already this year in the regular season.
Insane. And so, he ended up with 4 fouls as well, 4 turnovers to 12 assists, much better ratio. Also, a couple of turnovers came later. He had 2 turnovers early and then was chill.
That was it for a while. Yeah.
And then had the ones when they were in the backcourt pressuring him, stuff like that. But so he really just cleaned it up, focused his mistakes, the 2 stocks. I mean, truly played. The most shocking thing for me is 1 rebound, because when he's out there, we know that he's on both ends. So, but I'm not going to, it's not thing to complain about. It's just more just he's just doing it all. And he's really just risen up. It's what a great game from him. But again, he had the help today, which was even just more impactful. And it shows what we can do as a team. And he was, amping everybody up. He got mad at someone for a foul late in the game. He's just talking to his team. You can tell he was in it. I just have nothing but praise for Cade. He played so well. He's looking like himself. And guys, this is only game 10 since he's been out with the lung
issue.
Yeah. So he had the 3 regular season and then some offs. In the last 3 games, he's been looking more like himself. And today, he looked great last game, but today he really just looked just very in control and very settled. And again, we know Cade as the type of point guard who can get 30 points and share the ball and get assists. And this is Cade's game. 32 and 12 is Cade's game. And it absolutely showed tonight. He was brilliant. Some of those threes, man, are just so clutch as well. Some ones. He was great.
He was great, man. Yeah, I'll start with this. In the words of Duncan Robinson, talking to Isaiah Stewart about keeping his emotions in check. Look at the growth. Look at the growth. And what I mean by that is, and wow, I just saw Will said the same thing I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about as far as the growth.
Yes, so true.
Cade last year compared to Cade this year in the playoffs, he took a major jump.
Yeah.
He took a major jump. Not just with his scoring output, because I think he averaged 25 in that series last year, which is solid. 25, 8 and 8, I think. So he had the numbers, but the decision-making wasn't always there. The killer instinct at the end of games wasn't always there. And guy, that was his first playoff series. He needed to get that under his belt to be prepared to be able to learn from that, to be able to close out games in series. We didn't see Cade not being able to close in games this year. He's been a model of consistency as far as just navigating the game, controlling the pace, right? And having that instinct of knowing, just understanding the game, the flow of the game. When they felt like, the Pistons were stagnant offensively, or you felt like there may be a chance here for Orlando to get back into it if we don't take over and take advantage and grab that momentum back. We saw him, like was mentioned earlier, grab the bull by the horns and go get a bucket, go make a play, just nip it in the bud as far as the momentum in key moments.
Yes.
Right? To where it could have went the other way and the game could have swung the other way. I thought tonight was another example of that. He's averaged 32 for the series. That's 7 more than he did last year.
Whenever I think of 32, also I think of Rip, and to do that in front of him for all.
Yeah. And they went up and Rip dapped him up. Before the game was over. Like, good stuff, bro. That's how you do it.
Not him ending game 7 with an average of 32. That is
right. Nuts. Poetic. That's poetic. That's poetic. Yeah. So yeah, I want to shout Cade out for sure just on that, because you see growth from him. There's been times we want to see more. This is his first time. That was his first time last year. So now he looks like a totally different player. He looks like he knows what he's supposed to be doing now on the court. He just looks like he's in full control of the game. Yeah. And defensively too. He's locked in defensively. Blocking shots are pure instinct. And we always talk about that two-way ability that he has. He's got that two-way ability. Paolo Banchero is a good scorer, but too often, guys, he's lazy on defense.
He's just letting
guys, red carpet, just get right to the hoop, not even moving his feet. You can see he's trying to conserve his energy for the offensive end by not playing any defense. Cade don't do that. Cade doesn't do that. Cade is locked in. He's playing physical. I always say, you can tell how he's feeling physically when you see how he's playing defense.
Exactly.
And when he's locked in defensively, getting physical, moving his feet, straight jacket, handcuffed, not playing defense with his hands, that's how you know he's feeling good. And that's how you know he's locked in. He was locked in from jump in this game.
Still has that pad on him. Like, he's not playing.
Yeah, that huge.
Yeah. So it's just, when NBA players are used to playing through some things like that. But I mean, it took him a few games to just really lock in. Again, like 12 assists to 4 turnovers. I mean, 4 turnovers we would have been happy with despite his assist rate because of how many turnovers he's had. Not happy with. It would have been like, okay. Right. Yeah. Right. So again, just super locked in. I'm loving all your guys' nicknames and for him in here. I'm getting them.
Yeah. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins. But yeah, Heisenberg, he leads by example too. And that's defensively too. We said it before. When your best player straps up and locks in defensively, when you're already a defensive team, everybody else has to fall in line. They have to. So, and when you got a Tobias Harris, who's a vet, who's not known for it, and he's doing it too, now you really got to fall in line. You really got to fall in line now. So yeah, it was just great to see him lead this team. Go ahead.
With leading the team, I also just want to, again, the game plan early, even though our shots weren't falling and we ended up losing the first quarter, our game plan early was not to get Cade buckets. It was not to get, like, their game plan early was to get Banchero going, because Banchero has been matching up to Cade well, been their offense. He had their first 11 points. And that's why, but again, 4 out of 5 guys play. And when Jenkins came in, he took a shot and Ausar got in that drive. Like, then it was 6. Then everyone that had played had taken a shot. Well, it was still Banchero and Bane, the only scorers for the Magic. So I just had to also just give that credit too, because you can just see it. Like, there's always been comps between Cade and Paolo with the number 1 seed that they're at and how they've been playing against each other for years. But Cade can lock in and be that guy, but he also wants to be the guy that play makes. He wants to assist. He doesn't want to take over. While Paolo, like, he doesn't. Again, the game plan was just, in my opinion, a fantastic one, because we didn't wear. A lot of people again were like, Cade needs to have a monster game, incoming Cade best game, and he did have a great game, but like, we didn't have to see him take our first 10 shots for us.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. That just shows a difference though in the team. I think we're just a better team than they are. They have a lot of talent, but I think we're a better team. And I think that's what showed the last 3 games. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
They brought in Bane this season. Like, they made a couple moves, but they definitely, I think that this series definitely ended Mosley's coaching. I think if he gotten past us, it would have been better. Maybe they give him more chance, but I think that they need a refresh in a lot of areas, including.
I could agree with that.
And Mosley is one of JB's best friends. I was reading it the other day. They vacationed together in the off season. They had to go no contact during the series, which obviously you want to hear. You don't want to hear that coach is being friendly with the opposing coach, during the series and everything. But So and it's not a slight to Mosley. I think it's just a lot of pieces that just aren't working right now that they're going to have to figure out. So
yeah, but that's their problem. That is not our problem, right?
Exactly.
So, all right, guys, let's keep pushing, boss. Let's go now to Duncan Robinson in this game, guys. Duncan Robinson finished with 10 points on 4 for 13 shooting overall, 2 of 10 from 3, 6 boards, 3 assists, 1 turnover, and 3 steals. 3 steals in 36 minutes. Take off on Dunk, boss.
Oh, man, guys, his shots today. So I'll just get that out first because I know it was a little frustrating seeing him. But again, he took 7, I think, in the first. I know he took 6. So I'll just stick with 6. But so 6 of 10 of his threes were in the first quarter. He missed 2, then hit 1, and then missed the rest. But couldn't get going in that aspect. But he, like you mentioned, like 3 steals, 6 boards. That was, third most on the team tonight.
Wow.
Tobias had second most. Yeah. He had more than Ausar. So Doug and the 3 steals were huge. He got into some foul trouble. He had a couple silly fouls. He's just trying to play physical with them as well. We've been seeing him jaw with Bane the whole time. He doesn't like the flopping and flailing. He's telling Bane to get up. You don't see Duncan falling to the floor.
Right.
I see Duncan get closed out close on threes all the time. You don't see him throwing himself to the floor. No way. He's gonna play his game. And again, the 3-point not falling tonight was tough, but the 3-point hitting for Tobias, Jenkins, Cade absolutely made up for it. And then Duncan's had consistently 3 to 4 threes a game. And I've been saying, he had, I think, like 3 of 7 the other day or whatever. And I was like, I just want to see that number go up. And he did get his shots off. That's what we asked last time. We're like, I want to see Duncan get open and get shots up. And they weren't ugly. They were just weren't going in. A couple were in and out, a couple just off the back. So no worries about him there going forward. Like if there's a game for him to be off on that, it's this one because people picked it up around him and he still did other things like the 3 steals. He did in the start of the fourth, he denied Wendell at the ball at the rim in the first possession. Like he was behind Wendell Carter and he jumped up and just hit it out of his hand so he couldn't catch the pass. Like that's insane. Exactly. He played good on Bane. We saw him like he was switching. Like the effort was there, in 35 minutes. And we talked about it. I think if Herder was healthy, which hopefully he is, like I feel hopefully it's just a little bit of like we didn't feel the need to take him in this game. Yeah, because we won the last few without him. So hopefully he is better by next round because I think that he could have taken some of those minutes from Dunk for a little bit there. But yeah, and then Duncan's spacing and rotation, if anything, even though his shot wasn't going in again, he had 6 threes in the first, guys, only 4 the rest of the game, made 1 late. That was huge to just extend that lead back, not let the Magic get closer. That also just shows me that when he was out there, he was moving the ball, catching the ball, helping Cade have an outlet, helping other guys have outlets. 3 assists is also big. So yeah, he's not going to be content with, he only had 3 fouls. Okay. He's not going to be content with his, shooting, but everything else, guys. I mean, 5 of those rebounds were defensive too. It wasn't like they were bounce backs to him on missed threes on the offensive end. Like, no, he was in there. He was in there to grab those and rip them down. So
yeah. A couple comments I'm gonna get to here. Ryan says, my song is yes. All my music goes on Spotify, Ryan, for sure. So you can go check that out for sure. Appreciate you guys for showing love, man. I always forward out GMAC cash after games, but I'll switch it up for sure. Appreciate you, bro. For sure, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get a chance to to get with Cash eventually at some point for sure. That's my guy.
Truly.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Phantom says Pistons are apparently undefeated in game 7s at home. 5-0.
Yeah.
Average margin of victory of 21 points. No opponents has touched 100. Saw it on Twitter. Wow.
I didn't realize that. I think we're like
I'm trying to think of
in first rounds. And in first rounds, I think we're also only like 1 of 8. I mean, sorry, 7 of 8. We've only lost 1 game 7 in first rounds.
So is this talking about what's this talking about? Just first rounds period or first round or just
this is just
period?
I'm throwing another stat out there, but this one because I saw a different stat. This was up, but they mentioned this on the broadcast after the game. But I didn't know the average margin of victory was 21. That's crazy. But undefeated game 7s at home is.
I'm gonna look that up because I remember a couple of those. I don't remember 5 though.
What's crazy is that we know that 2 of them are the Magic.
Yeah, 2 are the Magic. One of them was in 91. I'm sorry, in 90. We beat the Bulls in game 7 because that series went 7. We blew them out. Also, the Nets in 2004 was game 7. We blew them out. I think it was 90-69 in that game. I remember that vividly. So that it tracks. It tracks.
Yeah, it tracks.
I'm gonna look it up, but it tracks. I remember a few of those for sure. So great stat there, fan. I appreciate you for that for sure. And as far as Duncan, Mark says Pistons were like 40% from three, even with him struggling.
Exactly.
When you're shooting that well from three as a team, you're not gonna beat us, bro. Like we're playing defense the way we can, and we're not getting shots down like this without our best shooter shooting well. Good luck.
And that's again, when that helped later on. We've talked about this a lot on this cast video, getting Cade help, getting anybody help. So if Duncan has the ball in his hands and they know he's a 3-point shooter, they started to leave him open a little bit. But what he did was just dribble it in and find someone else. Like a 2 of 10 free shooting night, we would be a little bit more harsher on if other people weren't stepping up. But I think that, again, that's why. And again, his shot diet completely changed after the first quarter too. They're just trying to get him going. And he doesn't necessarily hang out in these slumps. So for me, that just tells me that he's going to find his rhythm better.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like that's a great thing for me that he didn't shoot well, but we still played the way we did. And the outcome was still what we wanted. So yeah, good points for you on Duncan for sure. You mentioned he couldn't find a shot this game. But what we always say, boss, we always say this, when guys aren't giving you anything offensively or knocking down shots, offensively, what are we looking at? We're looking at the defense. You got to give us something on at least one end. I saw that comment. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, Cancun. But yeah, I thought Duncan went defensively. We always talk about it. Like even last game, just the effort. Heat culture. We always talk about heat culture. I think that's kind of overblown a little bit because he's never played defense now. Or he never played defense in Miami the way he's playing it now.
Right.
Ever.
He's locked in.
Not at this level.
And he wants to be.
Yeah.
I think he likes it.
How many guys? He had a pick 6 in this game. How many times do you see him getting pick 6s and then going down the court and dunking them? He dunked it. Duncan dunked it.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often.
And that was after a turnover. That was his one turnover. Right? That was his one turnover and he got back. And so
made up for it.
Makes up for it quickly. And I think that's why we saw him still, despite the shooting woes, saw him on the court for that amount of time. And he's been playing with passion. He's been playing with excitement and enthusiasm for this team, which is just so nice.
Yeah.
To see.
That's it for me with him. It's just he found a way to still be impactful. That's something we were saying early this season when he first was getting here and finding his role and understanding how he plays. Like it was too early, too often where it's like he was 2 for 7, 2 for 8, and not really helping us defensively, right?
Yeah.
And so for him to be here where he is now, to where it's like he knows if his shot's not falling, he can still rely on just playing hard, just finding his way to be impactful in some way, shape, or form, whether it's playmaking here and there, whether it's just playing good team defense, just playing physical, just doing the best he can to be impactful. He did it again tonight. Right? So I'm okay with him shooting 2 for 10 from 3 because I like the volume. Volume. He's our best shooter. You got to get him up. He got him up. They didn't fall. They're not always going to fall for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Dame. You're never going to have a great shooting night every single night. But what you can't control is your effort. And he brought that. And that's something that I think is very important to recognize with him because he's not known for that. But to buy into that is important. Go ahead.
Yep. To buy into it. The 6 boards, the 3 steals, peaking defensively.
Yeah.
We talked about how you go back to watch the first, post game with Deuce and I. For months, we were kind of like, or not months, weeks, we were kind of like, why is Duncan in? His shot's not falling. We're defensive. Then we talked about how Duncan's in, his shot's falling. He sees the effort. He's looking better out there. He's getting into foul trouble. Now, towards the end of the season, we're like, Duncan's out there showing effort. So it's fine if he's in. He's playing defense best as he could. And now during this series, we're being like, Duncan's defense is disruptive. Yeah. It's tough. So, and also, this is a guy with playoff experience. So it gives me to see him. This is his best defensive effort of the series. To see that peak again at Game 7, he learned his competition a little bit. I see.
No, not the trash talk is at its overall 79 now.
That's funny. Look,
what was it before, bro? Like 50?
When they went on that podcast together, when funny. Dunk was yelling at Bane to get up and flop, because Stu will trash talk you, but he once the play's over, he just moves on.
Yeah.
In terms of talking, if the guy's still holding on to him, I have to explain Stu to you guys, but Duncan, he's getting a little bit more into the. You want to do that to my teammate, or you want to do that to my team? I'm going to call you out.
Yeah, right.
Want to say hi to Devin. What up, though? Just
what
got
up,
home. Electric. Let's go,
in
baby.
the building, as
Devin
always.
On the next one. Yeah, anybody else that was at the game or whatever. I mean, it sounded – I had my TV turned all the way down in live. I couldn't hear anything except every now and then I hear a roar from the crowd.
Right.
It was awesome. It was very cool.
Devin, they need to switch your address to whatever LCA's is because you're there more than anywhere else, it seems.
Super fan.
He's at every game, it seems like, bro.
Truly.
He's a true fan for sure. Shout out to you, bro. And everybody else who was in the building tonight, man, being loud. Hopefully wearing the shirts that Boss has on right now.
Yeah.
You guys showed up and showed out, man. So shout out to you guys.
I was one of the people that did not wear my shirt game 1.
I don't think I did either, low key.
No,
I was
one
so
did. I wasn't. Well, we got
I didn't
there
either. I'm calling myself out.
Late. We just sat down. Yeah, we just threw our shirts in there. So, but
we got there a little late too. I probably threw us off a little bit.
Ever since I've worn this on the live, we've won.
You won? Yeah, you're right.
The live shows that we were away, I wore other things.
Right.
This is my lucky
that's true.
shirt
So
now. I should have worn it.
Keep on wearing it.
Yeah.
Keep on wearing it for sure. More times than not, when I've worn my hat, shout out to the Pistons for this hat.
Yes.
They've won more times than not. So I'm gonna just keep wearing this. So hopefully between this and that, Boss, you know, your shirt, we can keep the good karma coming for sure. But yeah, shout out to Duncan, man. Shout out to Duncan for playing Pistons basketball, regardless of how he was shooting the ball, for sure.
Yeah.
You got any comments? I think we're good there.
Real quick, I just want to get to this one by Devon.
Yeah.
Boss Deuce, you two need to go on a rant about MPJ and the defense. Trade is annoying at times, but he could set them up for a great offseason. Season and post is officially stressful. MPJ is the last thing on my mind, but I will happily rant about him anytime. So I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to focus on what you guys did. Soon. I will happily
We will,
rant.
Devon. We will. We'll see
then,
if we can sneak it in there. Go ahead.
We got a super chat from Mark.
What's up, Mark?
I woke at 4:30 a.m. Perth time at 35-33. They needed me in the end. They needed us all. Detroit basketball, enjoy this and reset. Absolutely.
Yes,
Mark's
sir.
one of the many Aussie fans that I've gotten to know too through Pistons Jack and everybody, and the dedication from the international fans, guys.
Yeah. Our community is really growing too. We've got fans that are joined here from everywhere.
We got Germany up there earlier. We got
Germany, Serbia, a lot of different places. Obviously, Tom shows love. Jack shows. So yeah, it's dope. It's dope to have you guys all here from different places, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Absolutely. We are united through our team. Y'all know what it is, man. Boss, let's go now to Ausar, Tasmanian, backbone of the defense, Thompson. Tonight, guys, he finished with 8 points on 4 or 5 shooting overall. Misses only free throw. 4 boards, 4 assists, 1 turnover, and 4 ho-hum stocks. 2 steals and 2 blocks, which is actually 1 below his average for the series because he was averaging 5 for the series, which is crazy.
They took a steal away from him. He definitely
had 5.
He had 3. Yeah, he had 3 and 2 going into the half. Remember, I was like, he has 5 stocks.
Yeah, he did.
So they took a steal away from him.
I'm gonna give him 5. He hit his average. But how are you averaging 5 stocks in the series? That's just insane, bro.
And you're not Wemby or anybody. You know,
right.
You're Ausar Thompson. And you're averaging these with majority being steals.
Right. Exactly, man. And the blocks are coming in clutch too, though. So, guys, Boss, and he did that in 34 minutes tonight. So take off on what you saw from Tasmanian Thompson. What'd you see?
Just another completely clutch effort. I mean, compared to the other starters, you know, he didn't score as much. He didn't rebound as much. He does have 4 assists, which is third most. Daniss had 5, so third most. But he early in the first, he had a block on Banchero after a turnover. He chased that down and got that block. We got a turnover early, and then on the other end of the court, he got an and 1. Missed the free throw, but appreciated that he got to the rim. He got to the rim a couple times for his shots today. Finished with 2 hands, finished over guys, finished through contact. That's what we needed. That's what we were talking about him doing last game.
Sure.
Because last game he was 4 or 5 tonight, guys. That's incredible. He was 2 of 7 last game. And some of the shots weren't pretty. So today he found his spot at the rim and got it done. He had a passing lane steal in the second. And then my next one was another steal on, and I never finished it because I was in the game. So stole on someone else. Oh, that was Suggs. That was Suggs when he was at the top. He just passed over half court, and Ausar was being super handsy and got the ball back from Suggs and ran down and dunked it. That's what it was.
Right, exactly.
Finger roll drive to the basket in the fourth when we needed offense. Like they don't, and you know, because you were talking about, you were just like, how does Banchero just let that happen? And
just stood there.
I mean, Banchero is a cone on defense, but also Ausar has been dishing. Again, he had 4 assists. Like, he usually, when he gets to that spot, he usually passes it out. So I think the Magic were a little bit confused on what to do, which is just a huge gameplay advantage we have of, Ausar can be on the court and really do anything, even if he's not at the rim all the time, getting those shots. He can when he does get that chance. So I mean, I've said it, Cade, Tobias, Ausar have been the most steady throughout in the ways and the roles that they're asked to play and what they do. Did it again tonight with his 5 stocks. Huge. And he had all that 1 half. He had the least minutes of all the starters, but I think that's because after the run the Magic had, they just put in some more offense. But you're still not, it's also like 34 minutes. It's not like he had like 29. Like, he still had a good amount of minutes out there. Only 1 foul. He's been really good staying out of foul trouble against a team that loves to fail and flop. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Really good. I mean, and so
impressive.
He did great. And some of the unnoticed things might be that, again, Suggs went 0 for 4 from the 3. Kane went 1 from 3. Anthony Black went 0 from 4 from 3. And that's perimeter defense, which we rely on Ausar to do. So that's a little bit of the unsung in the box score. But another, just again, he hasn't fallen off at all this series.
No, he's been great for us this series. I mean, one game he had 15 points and 7 stocks.
Yeah,
absolute masterclass. Tara, for sure. Organic says Ausar was picking Suggs. For my Sinners fans, I saw that Jay Burglass when I picked poor Robin clean. He was picking him clean, bro. All series, he's really been causing them problems for sure. Ausar he's so important. That's why I call him the backbone of this defense, man. He just does so many things. He can guard 1 through 5, boss. He's just so disruptive, and he's relentless. He never stops working. He never stops moving. When you're that athletic and you never stop moving, it just makes you uncomfortable. You can't settle at all.
His closeouts were so good too.
Yes, they were. His closeouts were amazing, and
no fouls on him.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's a big part of his growth from last year, because that was one of the things. It's funny, we were asking last show, like, who's better between him and Rodman, peak Rodman defensively. It's still Rodman, obviously, because he did it for longer. He's a decoy, but he was smart. He was smart about fouling. He didn't commit bad fouls. And one thing with Ausar last year, we saw, like, when he would be guarding Brunson 94 feet, just cheap fouls. Fouls where he's putting himself on the bench with his fouls, too many fouls early. He's putting them on the line, putting them in the bonus. We're not seeing that this year. Last game, 1 foul. Tonight, 1 foul. All series, he hasn't really been in a ton of foul trouble. Yeah. So just his availability through his discipline has been huge, because he is not fouling. He's allowing himself to be on the court, but still be aggressive. He's figuring it out. He watches a ton of film. We've heard that. He's watching film all the time about these guys individually. He's watching film on himself to see what he did to get in foul trouble, to see how he can avoid it. He's not biting on pump fakes. He's not reaching as much. Like, he's just really just grown across the board as a defender when he was already a top defender last year. So for him to, a couple years from now, where's he going to be defensively then? And more importantly, where's he going to be offensively? Right? So it's just a lot of room for growth from Ausar Thompson. Of course, you want to see him give you more offensively. I don't care about that right now. Yeah. If we were an offensive team, then I'd be like, probably need to work on the offense. We need more from you. But we're a defensive team first. But that's like, so that was he fits who we are.
My criticism last game was just the 2 of 7. But if you're giving me 4 or 5 on offense, I'm not going to complain. You're getting exactly. Shots. You're not forcing anything up. Like, you're getting your shots in efficiently. I think efficiency is just something that can be understated sometimes. So again, 8 points when you're out there, that's fine. But he makes up for it in literally every other way, and he is still growing, like you said. So, and it's just huge, guys. In the series last year, I know that Bane and Suggs aren't Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is leagues ahead of them. He's a very good point guard, no matter how much it might hurt us to say. He's good at what he does. The Knicks struggle without him on the court.
For sure.
Ausar got into a lot of foul trouble in those games. Every time, early foul trouble, lots of fouls. And he's not waiting for that matchup again to fix that. He came round 1 and said, I'm going to stay under 2 fouls a game. Yeah. And he did.
100%. Some quick comments, guys, about Ausar. You guys are coming in hot. Good comments. Court Chronicle says, Oh, real quick. Crowd chanting Angel Reese was diabolical. Bro, I heard that. I saw a video. Yeah, you saw that video?
Lindsay?
Oh, my God. That's
that
hilarious,
one?
bro.
The Lindsay one? Yeah. Lindsay Hunter was in on it.
They sick right now, ain't they, bro? They ain't laughing no more. Wendell Carter ain't laughing no more.
I'm happy to not hear about it either because, look, I like Angel Reese at the WNBA player. It's hard. It's good. It's been fun, competitive competition, but I'm also ready for that narrative to end.
Yep, same. Exactly. Will says, didn't Nasaris block last game on Dale Carter? I'm screaming. Look like Ben Shaq block. Wonder. Okay, so what he's talking about, guys, it wasn't quite the same, but it was similar. I know you're talking about the help side defense because that's when Ben, like I always say, that's when Ben Wiles was at his best. Help side defense. He was good. He was good, right? As far as just man up, man to man, but he was a great help side defender. And you guys remember that Ben Wiles black on Shaq when she was trying to guard him straight up, and Shaq pushed him out the way basically, and Ben came from out of nowhere as he's coming down. All of his force and momentum and weight comes down and throws Shaq to the floor. That's kind of what happened with when Dale Carter and Ausar. Ausar came over help side at the last minute. And the thing is, much like how Shaq was with Ben, Wendell Carter is a lot bigger than Ausar. You saw Ausar put some extra force, some extra torque into that block to make sure he couldn't really get a shot on goal. So I did catch that too, bro. That was a great help side block. Just shows Ausar's range when he's getting steals and on guys like Desmond Bane and Suggs, and then he's also going and getting help side blocks on guys like Wendell Carter. He can do it anywhere. He can guard 1 through 5 if you need him to. That's what makes him so dangerous as a defender. But yeah, Will, you're right. I did see that same play. It's a great sign of just who he is for sure.
I like the comparisons, guys. I will always love when you guys bring them out too. We love to talk about past players, but it's just so reminiscent of that playoff run. And while this series was the year before we won the finals, all of us, I'm thrilled that we won. I think we could still go very far in the East this year, but that 03 we came back and we didn't win, but history is repeating itself. We won the next year, and I think I even saw a lot of you guys in there. I think next year's our year. I think you admit that there's some growth in some areas, but I just love when we compare because there are just so many similarities in our teams that have won championships, whether it's the 89 and the 90 team, the 04 team, the 05 team didn't win, but they got all the way, to the finals. It took it to 7 games. This team, there's a lot. When we get back to Detroit culture basketball, is when good things happen. So.
Absolutely. Even though we didn't win a chip in 03, we still got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right. Same with 05. A little squished in there, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, even though we didn't get there in 03, we're still in 03, we still got to the conference finals, which is where I had us going this year, right? Where you had us going this year to at least the conference final. So we're on track to get to the same place, and we're on the same, like, that was the beginning of that run in the 2000s. That streak of getting to the ECF didn't end. It started in 03 and didn't end until 2008. Which was why that year is so important. We're kind of in that same spot right now. We're not there yet, but we're approaching a place to where it's like, okay, it's go time. It's go time.
Right. It's kind of like how we were talking about earlier, and then we'll move on. But the Knicks guys are a little desperate because they've been in the playoffs 4 years in a row. They're trying to get to the finals, and they haven't gotten there yet. And so you feel a little bit desperate. Like, the Pistons, that window for us is just opening. The Knicks have some major moves to do. Like, we'll definitely have some offseason adjustments, but like the Knicks, have been riding the wave, and this hasn't gotten anywhere. And that's how it felt. We've been there as Pistons fans. It's how it felt 05 through 08 for us. But just the window's just opening, so we're gonna enjoy what we see now. And again, guys, I have to reiterate because we're talking about all the different rounds and everything. 6 days ago. We were down 3-1. It was hard for me to keep optimism. You guys in the chat were more optimistic than I was. You guys helped get me back there, our therapy sessions. So
Postgame,
just incredible that our season didn't end. And I mean, I never thought, even though I love the Pistons so much, I truly did not think the Pistons would outlast the Nuggets in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's nuts.
Just a sign of where we are and where we're going. 100%.
And the Celtics, man. I mean, woo.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows what's going to happen in the offseason? We're talking about trajectories and windows. But what we do know is that the following season, we went and added that final piece that we needed. So who knows what may happen this offseason, right? A lot of talk. We're not even the time to talk about offseason because we're playing so well, right? We're playing well. We got a lot.
We got to give these guys, this squad.
Got to give these guys credit for what they've done. But when the season is over, we can have those conversations. Yes. And we can kind of see the parallels even more so. So that's a conversation for another day, right? We will have it. But for now, boss, let's move on to the player of the game. Uncle T. Tobias Harris over me. Yep. Shout out to Brooklyn. Guys, in this game, Tobias Harris finished with 30 points, a 30 ball on 11 for 18 shooting, efficient, 5 for 7 from 3. Tobias Harris over me, 5 for 7 from 3, free throw line, 3 for 3, 9 boards, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals, and a block for 4 stocks. Just stuff in the stat sheet on both sides of the ball for Tobias Harris, Boston. 36 minutes. Oh, my Lord. Go ahead. Tee off. What'd you see?
I mean, again, it's like I hate when I see guys have like 9 of something because it's like, man, another double-double would have been so nice. We almost had 3 guys in double-doubles. But, I mean, I'd give it to him. JD, donate one to him. But Tobias, I mean, I didn't really have any notes for him in the first because he was there. He made baskets. Again, he scored. I think he had like 3 points in the first quarter. It was a lower scoring quarter, back and forth. We spread out the scoring. Okay. But Tobias has been steady. I think I would only get worried about him if, there's a thought in your head like, well, he's been steady through 6 games. Can he do it through 7? And he gets his silly of me to even consider that thought, because he gets his season high of 30 points in Game 7 playoffs. I saw a little bit of his post-game interview with everybody. But some notes I have real quick. In the second, he hit a 3 and then an and 1 next possession. First of all, I wrote down hit a 3 in the second because his 3 ball has been off. It caught on a little bit last game. It caught on a little bit before, but it's been bad. He went over 5. Like it's just not it has not been good. And so cannot say that tonight. Hit a 3 and then an and 1 next possession. And then in that same, he hit that bobbled pull-up. Jalen Suggs swatted down. I don't know if he got ball. I don't know if he got hand. The difference between us and the Magic is Tobias didn't throw his body to the floor, demanding a whistle. He caught the ball without traveling and threw it up and made it. That was so the minute he made that bobble, I was like, no.
That was crazy, bro.
He's gonna be a problem. He made a bobble. Exactly. And then hit another 3 the next possession.
Yep.
And the third, he knocked it away from Banchero early. Banchero was trying to post him up again, trying to stay hot, trying to get in, and Tobias just poked it away from him and said, nah. Corner 3 to extend the lead. I wrote 2, and I don't know. I'm not sorry. I can extend the lead. In the 4, he was just raining threes, guys. Yeah, he ended 5 of 7 from 3.
Yes.
Disgusting, Tobias. Oh my God. And then a clutch 3 to extend the lead back up to 19 in the 4th. That was when they cut it to 14. We went to timeout. Like I've been saying, we've been able to lock in out of timeouts. We haven't fallen flat. Comes back, Duncan gets a basket at the rim, and then Tobias hits a 3 to extend the lead, and that's when I think we all kind of knew like this is it. I had to shout out his efficiency, 11 of 18. That's nuts. 11 of 18.
That is
for what he's been doing.
Yep.
Again, for what he was 7 of 20 last game, and still had and we still we're like Tobias.
He did so much other than scoring. Yeah.
Yes. 11 of 18. And I mentioned this in the live. What he's been able to be our consistent second scorer throughout this whole series without his 3 ball.
Right.
And now his 3 ball is hitting. That's scary, guys.
30. Yeah.
What you're telling me that you got Cade and Tobias on the floor right now, and a team has to decide if they need to double Tobias Harris and leave Cade open,
right?
Or leave Duren open under the rim, or leave Duncan open behind the perimeter.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's tough. It's spooky. Yeah.
Made all his free throws, 9 rebounds again. Just killing it on the boards. Only 1 turnover is huge as well, especially with how much he had the ball in his hands tonight. Only 2 fouls. I can't say anything about Tobias Harris. I think I sent the quote to Deuce for the post-game interview. JB was asked about. I didn't hear it. I didn't get to hear it yet. I saw you guys put it in the chat as well. But in the post-game, he said, nobody can say shoot to me about Tobias Harris, but he used the real word.
I didn't catch that. Okay. I haven't seen the post game yet. So that's dope. Yeah, Coach probably letting it off right now. I don't even blame him.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. And some of you mentioned in the chat. I looked it up. I just sent you a picture of it, dude. So it's not the actual postgame. Just a quote. But it's true. Like there's no the Cavs. It's just kind of crazy. Like all this negative talk. The Cavs are like, good luck with JB in the playoffs, and the Sixers are like, good luck with Tobias in the playoffs.
Thanks.
Yeah, they delivered.
You didn't need it, but thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a culture thing to me. But Tobias has been incredible. And like, you gave him his flowers last time too. I've been a big supporter of him throughout. He's who I said needs to pull through the most and be the most efficient and steady for us in this series. And he absolutely has been, other than Cade, of course. But even I was giving Cade some leniency coming off of a long injury, Yeah. It's like Tobias, I mean, just proved everyone wrong. He proved Pistons fans right. He has is what he's doing right now for our team. It's just, I have no words for it. And like I said, it's always been like, well, what about defense? What about us being a transition team? What about if Stu starts and Tobias comes off the bench, all that stuff? Those are adjustments that I don't think are necessarily bad, but cannot take away from what Tobias Harris has done for us to win this 7-game series. It's completely, even though Cade and Ausar have both stepped up, but I do think that Tobias's performances on offense and also, again, 4 stocks, rebounds have greatly factored into why we won in 7 games.
Easy. Couple comments. Kenyatta says, Tobias Harris stuff in the stat sheet. Kenyatta, that's crazy. And then Kevin says, what does this series do for his legacy? Because just a couple years ago, guys, he was complaining. He actually said, because he cares about the fans and how they view him. Guys always say they block the noise out. They don't hear. They do. They're still human.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as we may think they do, but they still have people who are around, who may be watching and paying attention. So it still gets back to them in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not as much as we may think. But I remember him saying, I think after his last game or his last series with Philly, because he didn't score in the final game, the elimination game. He didn't score. That's where everybody was getting on him. And he was just saying, I think these fans would rather trade me for a crumble cookie. So he cares. He felt like he wasn't appreciated at all in Philly. So Kevin, I think it's clear Pistons fans love him. It's clear Pistons fans appreciate him, what he's done for this team from a professionalism standpoint. Tolu Smith said he's one of the best vets he's ever been around. He loves that guy.
Great vet. He's a great vet for these guys.
He's a great vet. He told me, he said, I love Tolu. He said, I love Tobias Harris. I love what he brings to this team. He said, we got some great vets. He said, but I love Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
He said the way he took me under his wing when I first got here, and just, he said that was great for his growth. I'm sure he did that for a lot of guys, right? As far as the legacy point, I think we got to wait and see what happens after this playoff run is over. Right?
Yeah,
I think if we do get to like the conference finals and we make a push and maybe even get to the finals and he's a big part of it, it's going to change a lot, I think, for his narrative outside of just Pistons fans. Because he was here before. We didn't get past the first round. It wasn't his fault. But I just think if he's able to come back here as a leader, as a vet, as Uncle T, and be able to help lead us further, closer to the promised land, I think that's going to do a lot for his legacy as far as in Detroit and also across just the NBA world as a whole. So I think we got to wait and see how this plays out, and then we can have that conversation. What do you think, Boss?
And I just want to say too, because I already saw, even though I just said we need to still give him his flowers, people are like, well, we shouldn't have to. I just saw a chat that said we shouldn't have to rely on him. True. But here's the thing. We just saw Daniss Jenkins sink into his rhythm tonight. We saw JD sink into his rhythm a little bit more tonight. I've been saying if we win this series, it's going to do confidence boosts for not only the entire team, but these individuals. Tobias carrying some of the load while some of these guys settle into their roles is huge. I don't know if Tobias is our second leading scorer the next round. We don't know. We're not there yet. We don't even know what it's going to look like. We don't know. But Tobias, I say his legacy so far has been carrying the weight of some other guys that we rely on for shooting and offense, carrying that weight to get us to the next round. And hopefully now those guys can lock in better, can stay in rhythm, and some load does come off of Tobias.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking for JD to take some of that pressure off of him next series for sure.
And Jenkins as well.
Yeah, of course. Just saying as far as the stars are concerned.
Yes, starters and
Yeah, for sure. Right. But either way, you're right. I think it's going to be a playoff run where it's different guys in different series. It's not going to be the same 1 or 2 guys every series. We have a lot of talented guys who may not all be all-stars, but who are very capable of being able to put their imprint on series. So, yeah, Tobias and Monster Harris, he was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I'm just getting to some more comments. I know if you have any more thoughts on Tobias, because you kind of pulled from comments, it got a lot in here. So I'm excited to.
Yeah, man. I just want to give him credit because on a night when Paolo had 38, Tobias gave you 30. Mm-hmm. Like that's huge. That's huge because the difference is it was Paolo or bust for them. We had a bunch of guys who contributed. So Tobias's 30 felt a lot louder because it was more impactful. It was within the flow. He was taking good shots. He's just a smart player. And they got some history. Early in the season, we saw them when Paolo's at the free throw line. He was yapping at Tobias saying you trash and all. He was cooking Paolo tonight, guys.
Yes, there's so many.
He was cooking him. He had him frustrated, knocking down shots in his face, getting right by him, going to the hoop, barking at him. I absolutely loved it. He got his get back for sure tonight in this game. To end the series with this kind of performance against Paolo, absolutely love it. So I'm happy for him.
Against his
old Bionic, he shut the critics down 100%. Yes. That's what I'm happy for him because he said too that he tries to keep his body in a spot to where he's peaking towards because he's getting older. He can't give you high octane all year, so he's trying to ramp up and rev up like the same LeBron does. For example, he's older. He's old. He's ramping up, trying to be peak at the right time. He can't do it the entire year, right? You shouldn't expect that. But Tobias has tried all year to get himself to a point to where he can be peak Tobias at the right time. That's why we're seeing his first 30 ball of the season because he's making sure he's taking care of his body. He's very professional, very professional. As much as we talk about on the court, his off the court presence, I see that, Heisenberg. Yeah, his off the court presence to me is just as important for these young guys. For the young core of Cade and JD and Sar and Ron and even Stu, he is so important for them, for those guys. Last thing, I went to the open practice earlier this year. The Pistons posted some clips from it, and it's just funny because he is like really the uncle at times. There's times where I've seen like Ron doing something, being silly, and it's a little overboard, and Tobias is just kind of looking at him like stop. Stop. Chill out, bro. Chill. Stop. So like he really is just like that older brother, that uncle for them to really help them grow up. They're young. JD 22, Cade is 24. Ausar is like 22.
That always blows my mind because
Stu is 24, 20. So the core is so young. So to have a vet who's been there before, Duncan Robinson too. Like I got to give him credit too. Malik last year, like THJ last year. The vets that Trajan has brought in to help mentor and train and show these guys the way of how to be a professional basketball player is just as important as what he gives you when he goes for 30 points in the game. Just as important. So shout out to him for the impact he's had on and off the court for this team.
Yeah,
can't be overstated.
Real quick too, I'll just address when he was re-signed, people thought he got paid a little bit too much. They're like, "What are we doing?" It is for moments like these, and Trajan and them had a vision. They're focused on the young team that we have now, but also focused on what he can bring in later games like the playoffs. Yeah. And Tobias, guys, and we talk about him off court. We talk about all this stuff too. He was on our team and he came back. That also just speaks volumes about what he thinks of the organization and what they can do here. Yep. So he came back to a place that's home. And again, he's up for, he's a free agent after this, right?
Yeah, it's his second year of his deal.
So we, and we don't know what's going to happen there. We've talked about it a little bit. We'll see if Tobias shows up like this, he deserves to get paid. If we get him far, I think he also just loves this team, this atmosphere, the fans, the team.
Exactly.
I can see him also,
we're part of it too, for sure.
It's just been really cool to see him just kind of fall into it. He's been our lead scorer in games this year. He's been our second lead scorer in games this year. Yep. He's had a lot of steady, consistent gains. And again, when it mattered most, he showed up. And again, a Magic team that does have vets, but at his position, Paolo is much younger, and you get Paolo and Cade comparisons. What about Paolo and Tobias?
Yeah, when it counts. It counts in the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, shout out to him, man. He's been great. He has been I think he's more than earned that contract. He was making $26 million for 2 years, $52 million 2 years. I think he's earned that for sure. I hope we can bring him back. Maybe not at that number, because I'm sure if he wants to be here, he understands we got to get a little bit better, right? Yeah. So if we can bring him back on a reasonable deal while still being able to go get a big fish or two if we need to, 100% I'm bringing him back for what he brings on and off the court. So either way, though, up to this point, he's been great. He has been great. We can't ask for much more than what we've got from Tobias Harris, man. I'm really happy to see how he's thrived here. He's got family here. He's got ties here too. He's got his brother. I think his brother lives here. Like he's got a lot of family and friends and businesses, and he's doing things here. So it makes sense that he would want to stay here. So we'll see how it plays out. Guys, let's keep pushing. Let's go to our last starter, Jalen Duren, guys. Tonight, he had 15 points on 5 for 9 shooting, 5 for 6 from the field, 15 boards, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and 1 steal in 37 minutes, boss. What did you see from JD?
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll just say it real quick. Still not 100%. I'm going to put him at 80%.
I was going to say 75, yeah.
Yeah, 75 is probably a little bit more realistic. 80 is just, I think I'm factoring into he started off the game smiling. We got him buckets right away. He had a putback on a Cade miss for the first points of the game. Again, just aggressiveness at the rim. Just got, immediately showing that was huge. It gave me not huge expectations, but it gave me better expectations for him in this game. He had a big rim presence, was grabbing boards. He had that dunk in the second. In the fourth, he had a block on Suggs. It was the foul, though, where he had his head. But I appreciate the effort, JD. He had a clutch basket off that inbound in the fourth. That was big. An emphatic dunk at the end of the quarter. That was the one. One of the dunks was the one that Daniss got him the got it to him, and he got in. I think that was actually the second quarter. But 15 and 15, that's more like it. 15 rebounds is 100% more like it.
That's him.
And I love that he didn't get 9 rebounds or 10 rebounds. Like he improved dramatically on the boards from any other game this series. Big. 15 points was big. 5 of 9. And then at least two of those, I know Deuce and I were both on the live, just like, you got to get those in, bro. Like, that's right.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just a little bit more of like, okay, he's coming into his own. So
he's getting there.
Yeah. And so the free throws made 5 of 6, happy with that. The board split 6 offensive, 9 defensive, really happy with that. 3, only 3 fouls, the 2 turnovers and a steal. So yeah, I mean, JD, this was his best game of this series.
Easy. Huge
for him to have this game, for his confidence going into the next one. He's done with this. Wendell, he was the one smiling all game. No matter if it was a mistake, he smiled after he he got fouled on a shot that he missed, and he was smiling there. Cade, he just looked much more locked in, much more like himself. Just exactly the kind of game 7 I wanted from him, more so for him, for next to move on. Like if he had another 8 and 9 game, I'd be like, but did you learn anything this series? And he showed that he learned. And I think, the 15 rebounds, the 15 points going forward should be the standard. And I think it will be. I'm just very proud of him, again, for showing up. And again, like I said, 75, 80%, just because there's a couple areas that could be cleaned up. There was one time like Wendell got behind him, but luckily the Magic ended up overthrowing it. Like, just a couple more things to be aware. He let Wendell run past him because he was guarding Medcaro at the top on transition. Like, just a couple tweaks, a couple mistakes that he learned from fast. They weren't back to back. He didn't dribble the ball up much. He got rid of it if it was in his hands pretty quickly. So, much, 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 much better show out from JD. And so I just want to give him, again, props for that, because he didn't just settle. He didn't watch everyone else. Like, we won by 22 points, guys, but he didn't see everyone else doing work and be like, oh, I don't need to,
exactly.
Background. Like, I still need to show up and show out. And he did. So very proud of JB. He was also the starter that played the most minutes tonight, which we can say about him.
Definitely his best game.
Yes.
Definitely his best game. You could see early that he was just in a different place mentally. Like, I think the last 2 games, now he scored our first bucket. I was telling you during the live that I think the Pistons are making a point of emphasis to just get him the ball early, just to kind of get him into a rhythm. We always talk about how Ausar talks about how his defense, he makes a defensive play, and that fuels his confidence for his offense. I feel like it's kind of the opposite with JD right now, where even though he has committed to the defensive end so much more this year than last year, if you can get him a bucket early, get him smiling, get him engaged with the crowd, get him into the game, he's going to give you that much more on the defensive end. So I like how they're trying to get him involved. He had an and 1 to start last game. And in this game, he had the first bucket, right?
And then
he was a monster on the glass. He was a monster on the glass. It seemed like he had more than 15 boards, because so many times he would be fighting for boards and they couldn't move him. So all you saw was stay here.
Or he had a couple tap outs. He had a couple tap outs.
And he was drawing a bunch of fouls on them to keep the ball on the Pistons side, right? So that's just as important as a rebound, as an offensive rebound, because it's side out now. So, but that doesn't count on the stat sheet. That happened a lot tonight. That could have, if you add those in, he's close to 20 boards.
Yeah.
So he was a man child. They had to grab him. They had to grab his jersey. He actually got to the line 6 times, not a lot, but he got there 6 times, maybe 5, which is great. But on 2 of those, on one of those possessions, it was 0.5 left on the clock. The Pistons missed a shot.
Oh, yeah.
And he was fighting for the board. They couldn't move him. They had to foul him and stop him. We were in the penalty.
Yeah.
So at 0.5 on the clock, before halftime, he got to go to the line, knock them both down. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. That's the JD we've seen all year. Not the offense wasn't there like it usually. We didn't see him doing the Euro step in the lane, getting by his guy. Like Wendell Carter has watched film on that. He wasn't going to let him do that. We understand that. That's credit to Wendell Carter for being able to move his feet and stay in front, right? But just the energy and the effort and just the dominance on the glass. Because regardless of how much somebody scouts you, if they're not strong enough to move you, they're not going to move you. I don't care how much film they watch. He has that advantage. So I just like how he just took advantage of his advantage. And he just made it, pitched the tent in the paint, camped out in the paint, and said, no, this is my area. The way we always say about Isaiah Stewart. He takes pride in that being home. The paint is home. JD treated tonight like the paint was home.
Yes.
That was all I wanted to see. Just play with pride down there, bro. And he did. You mentioned he had a few errors. He had a few errors as far as just falling asleep sometimes. He left Paolo open for a 3-ball under the rim, stuff like that. There's in the flow of a game, there's going to be a couple plays like that for most guys where it's like, wish could have had that possession back. So I'm not going to trip on that. I thought for most of this game, he was locked in defensively, swatting shots that should have been called fouls. He swatted Jalen Suggs as well at the rim. They said he hit his head. It was a bang, bang play. He hit the ball and then hit his head at the same time. But just the effort.
Yeah.
Just the effort, boss, is all we want to see from JD. And we didn't see it. It wasn't like they were just, he's too good to where he can be completely taken out of a game by the other team.
Oh,
he's too good to where he's just for a series just completely taken out.
Yes.
If you're an all-star, that doesn't happen to where you're just completely taken out because of what they're doing. Part of it is what you're not doing. Yep. And he wasn't bringing it early in this series. And now he is organic. And that's the difference. In a game 7, young 22-year-old, he grew up a little bit tonight. He had a tough series, but in the biggest moment when we needed him, he was there. He was there. And he deserves credit for that for sure. So that's all I got for JD. Not a great series, but a great moment for him. And now he gets a chance to redeem himself even more because he's going to have an easier time, in my opinion, whether we play the Raptors or the Cavs. He's going to have a much easier time in that painted area with whoever he's going against because those guys are not as strong and athletic as what he faced in this series.
Yeah, and I think it's just because of the confidence. Like I said, I just wanted to see him finish strong. He had 9 and 8 in the first half. That was what he was finishing with. So
right, that was his average. It seemed like right, wasn't that his average coming into this game?
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
It
was like 7 to I think the most points he scored was like 11. I don't know, but he just looked much better. But yeah, there's exactly organic. There's something to be said about just staying in it. Got to be a confidence boost too. Exactly.
Yes,
JD had to learn during this series, and a couple guys did, and it was just big to see that. And he struggled when other guys were struggling as well. But my gosh, if this helps and he comes alive, it just takes the pressure off of guys like Tobias.
Exactly.
Off certain people. So yeah,
agreed. So good stuff from JD, man. We needed it. We needed him, and he showed up. Go ahead.
I was just wondering. I told you I had to let my dogs out again because one of them was refusing to go to the bathroom. So I had to let him out real quick. If you want to check the poll or talk to
we're gonna move on to Daniss.
Okay,
we're gonna move on to Daniss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're not gonna wait for me.
It'll be plenty for you. It'd be plenty of time for you to get to Daniss. I'll just go first instead of you this time. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, guys, be right back.
Let's keep pushing, man. Let's go now to. Well, let's check some comments. I'll give Boss a little buffer. Let's see if we got some comments in here for JD. JD gonna be huge in round 2. Yes, exactly, bro. For the reasons we just talked about. He needs to punish the next round. All gas, no break. Yeah, bring what he had tonight and start the next series that way. He had to learn. Young 22-year-old. There's something to be said about staying in it. Got to be a confidence. Yes, for sure. Huge confidence boost for sure. And it has to be nice for him to know that his guys can pick him up and carry a little bit extra. Like, if I'm him, I'm taking Tobias Harris out to dinner tonight, bro. Like, because I was supposed to be JD as far as being a secondary guy this series, right? Tobias, he stepped up and he did what needed to be done, which is what Tobias has done all year. So JD, I think JD's going to have a huge bounce back series next series. He learned, Ausar learned, JD learned, Cade learned. We see the jump from him between last year and this year, just being much more present in late game situations and throughout the game. Cade is much more of a controller of the game. His pacing is much better. His instincts, his understanding of game flow is just much better. All these guys are young. Our core is young. And that's the beauty of having a young team is you see the ceiling, but sometimes you hit the floor too, right? It's never linear with young guys, especially when you got so many of them. They don't all progress at the same rate. Cade isn't going to progress at the same rate as Ausar. Ausar is JD. JD is Ron. We can't expect all these guys to just be peaking with no hiccups until we get to the promised land. It don't work that way. It don't work that way, right? They got to first figure out how to learn who they are individually and how they can be at their best, and then how they can come together like Transformers, and make it work together. It takes time for all these young guys. So having a Tobias Harris who can help you while you're going through that process, a Duncan Robinson who can help you while you're figuring that process out, that's important. That's important. And so JD, we knew he was going to have lumps throughout his career. All these guys do. I think this one was just a little bit more of a lump than we expected because of how great he was this season. He had a really good season, set the bar really high for himself this season, becoming an all-star at 22. And so it's like if he has any drop-off, we're going to be looking at him like, what's going on? As opposed to him having a slower build, a slower improvement. And then because if he played the way he did this series and wasn't an all-star this year, wasn't playing the way he was this year, we wouldn't have been so upset. But he set the bar so high for himself. We set the bar so high for him because of how well he played. His jump, that's what he was most improved player candidate. He took a huge jump. So when you take a huge jump, you're expected to sustain it. But as a young player, you're not always going to. And that's what we saw with JD this series. So, yeah, I think it'll be a lot easier for him next series for sure. But he's still got to bring the effort and the intensity, right? He's still got to bring the defense. He's still got to be an anchor in that painted area. So the things that he's done best, we just need more of it. And we need it from the start of the series. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes, guys. All right. Let's go now, guys, to Daniss Jenkins in this game, guys. Daniss Jenkins finished with, let's see where he's at, 16 points. Best of the series by far. 16 points on 5 for 8 shooting, 4 or 5 from 3. 4 or 5 from 3. He has struggled from 3 this series. I believe the first 4 or 5 games he was shooting 2 for 17 from 3, and you guys are letting me hear all about it. Well, tonight he was 4 for 5. His shot returned. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 boards, 5 assists, 3 turnovers. Not bad, not great for him. He usually has 1 or 0, but a few of those were late in the game when they were doubling and he wasn't handling that double team well. Also had a block in 29 minutes of play. So, boss, now that you're back, I will let you tee off on Daniss Jenkins first, and then I will follow. What did you see tonight from Tank?
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for letting me take that quick break, guys. Appreciate it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Man, it was just rewarding because so the 8 minutes that Cade didn't play, Daniss was out there, and then the rest of the 20 minutes, they were on the court together. That has been a huge adjustment. I think it completely helped Daniss get into some of his rhythm. I think when you're a young guy trying to play make behind such a star like Cade Cunningham, no matter how confident you are, there's going to be that thought of like, I can't mess this up on these Cade minutes. Like, you know, like, do I shoot it? Do I trust my gut? Do I give it up? Like, so still learning there. But I mean, obviously 5 assists and 16 points is pretty great. The 4 or 5,
29 minutes too. We don't see that too often.
Right. Exactly. So I think that him being in the game more was very nice. And he came in for Duncan to play off Cade. When Cade went out, he was in there for Duncan. Or for Cade, and he was with Duncan, and that just was great. In the first, he had a big 3. In the second, he had that nice pass to the JD slam that JD was trailing from. A big 3 to tie the game in the second as well. The 43-43. In the third, right out of a timeout, he just had a nice pull-up shot. And it was, you know, a timeout to make sure that the Magic weren't coming too close. And he just took the momentum out of their sails. So buzzer beater to end the third.
Another one. That's the third of the year, guys.
Beater.
Third buzzer beater of the year. The Wizards. The Sixers half court. And then tonight. And that's not even counting the 3 free throws you mentioned earlier.
Or other, at least
send it to overtime.
Or not buzzer beaters, but like low clock remaining in the game, get back into it. And it was stellar. He wanted the ball. He got it. We said it before. The Sixers one, I remember, would be like, we knew he had it because he set his feet and everything. He did so good. They put in Mo Wagner. That was the magic. They didn't play Goga at all, which to me was wild. But they put in Mo Wagner because he brings energy. He was a good matchup against Stu because he gets under Stu's skin. He's a flailer, easy, But Mo, that was like right after Mo like threw his body to the ground on some BS. And then, he's like, he didn't even get back in time for Jenkins, and Jenkins understood he was matched up against Javon Carter coming up, knew he could do it.
That's a good matchup
the confidence
for him.
Was just there. It was just so cool because we know that this is the Daniss that we've been talking about. He went on a little bit of a slump coming into the playoffs as well. Just settle in. People are saying he got paid. He doesn't care. He cares. He cares so much. But
oh yeah, for sure.
The buzzer beater at the end of the third, and then hit another 3 to put us up 23 in the third. I mean, his coach was there. Coach Hart was in the building, which was cool because it was the first time he's gotten to come to the playoffs to see the Pistons play. So that is amazing as well. He played good defense. He got a couple fouls, ticky-tack towards the end there. Like you said, some of the turnovers were towards the end there as well, where the refs are just trying to keep viewers from turning off the TV, try to keep the magic in it. But I'm just so proud of Daniss because, again, this is who even the chat, you guys know, like coming into this, we talked about like we just want to see guys like JD and Daniss find their rhythm before next round, and they did. That's huge. Like it's so beneficial because I've been saying, if we win the series, it's going to be helpful for those guys as well. But for them to have these individual performances to help win that series, it's just going to do wonders for their confidence. And I really do like Jenkins with Cade, especially when Cade was getting doubled. A couple of rookie things, like you said, like making sure like you hated that 8-second court violation.
Yeah. Gotta go help out Ausar. He's a guard.
Which is so true.
Yes.
So true. But a couple young guy mistakes. But
what's funny, real quick? I'm sorry, I just thought about something. Dennis Schroeder did the same thing with the Cavs last game when they lost. He couldn't get the ball over. Bad pass to Evan Mobley.
And
similar thing. And he's a vet.
A few games before that, Donovan Mitchell was taking his sweet time coming up, and Jamal Shed came out of nowhere and knocked it, and it went out of bounds, but they called 8 seconds before.
Okay.
So I mean, these
things
guys,
happen.
and again, because that's what I was trying to say in the thing. Like, yes, these are frustrating. You don't want to have unforced turnovers. We're giving the game away, but it was the Magic's last ditch attempt, and Ausar's trying to get it over guys. He's not trying to, and Daniss being guarded. It was tough. So. But it's something to learn from. Yes, didn't he also hit a game? Yes,
exactly.
But he's continued to, he'll learn from that. The whole team will learn from that, how to make sure the ball gets over cleanly. I mean, we saw it in the fourth too. We saw them start to just pass it more, get it up to JD high, just not even worry about dribbling it in. But anyways, I'm just so excited for Daniss because I've been waiting for this moment for him. I think this is going to be huge come next round. But for this game in particular, he played fantastically. He played fantastic basketball, found himself again, super reliable. And people last game were like, I would like to see Caris instead of Daniss, or, you're all trying to play coach. But like I said, as all of us are guilty of it, of questioning rotations, questioning lineups, wanting to see guys into it. But coach stuck with this crew. And I think it was huge because if we just sat Duren and played B-ball and Duren doesn't have this.
Right.
Then how does he feel? If we bring in Caris or make Ausar the primary ball handler and we cut Jenkins' minutes way down because he's not producing, what kind of confidence does that bring? So he's stuck with these guys. They proved him right. They proved us right. Our gut feeling of like they just look off. They proved us right that that they can get it done. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I have 100%. Nothing more to say except just a million praise. I'm just so happy for Daniss because he's been so crucial, not only getting us through this series, through this game tonight, but through the season, through injuries, through clutch shot making, just getting us to where we're sitting at home court advantage for the rest of the playoffs as well.
Yeah, for sure. And there were some mistakes in there. We talked about it as far as just, not dribbling yourself into a corner so where you can get trapped and turn it all over, or, the composure with the double, with the full court press when it came, because the thing is, like, they're a big team. They're a big team. We saw Cade at times, who's 6'7", struggle with the double team as far as passing out of it, ball getting tipped and deflected. Cade's got 3-4 inches on Daniss. So Daniss struggled with that thing, with the same thing, right? But we got to keep this in mind too. We talk about all the time. Undrafted rookie in his first playoff series thrown into the playoff fire. That's the key. He's learning on the fly. He's learning on the fly. His first time in this situation. First series against the Magic, who are huge, like with this type of size and length, that's tough for anybody. It's tough for Cade in his 5th year, right? So it's going to be tough for Daniss coming out of, not even getting drafted and getting thrown and then not having a consistent role for half the year.
Yes.
Not having camaraderie with his guys for half the season, right? So I think that's a big part of it that we got to consider, but he's learning. So the mistakes were there. He has to improve on them. But we shouldn't expect anything. We shouldn't expect it to go any other way for a guy who's in this situation that he's in. For him to even be playing, to have a 16-point game in 29 minutes, to play 29 minutes, shows you how much trust that coach has in him to be able to play alongside Cade, right? Because we saw it. We saw in the second half when they were blitzing, it looked a lot easier for Cade to just have more space, to have the outlet. You were saying last game, go help him out. Go help him out. Go help him out.
Yeah.
It was nice being able to see Daniss in the backcourt with Cade when the double came to help get it across to the finish line past half court. That's why I think he played 29 minutes. It's because they knew the doubles were coming. And it's either you're going to give Cade space and not double because Daniss is a threat, or you're going to double and he's going to make you pay when you do double. He's going to knock down a shot like he did tonight, 4 or 5 from 3.
Right.
So one or the other.
And then it's hard to double Daniss when he's bringing the ball up because Cade's there.
Because Cade's there, right? That's the difference between Cade and Daniss and Cade and Duncan. Because Duncan is a shooter, but he's not somebody who you trust with the basketball, especially against presses, right? That's not what you having 2 guards out there is why he played so much.
He got stuck in the half court too.
Yep.
Had to get it over, throw it over. He couldn't run straight. He had to get it to Duren. Like a lot of these guys that I would trust in the half court with their ball handling. Full court pressure is tough. And again, the Magic, I don't want us to. This is something that the Magic just gave us extra to work on in case that happens again. But it was something that was last-ditch effort for the Magic. Yeah. So I want to give them, it was a lot of them. I think some people were calling them, those turnovers late, they were forced. They weren't unforced. That was forced.
They were. They were. And for me, the last thing with him is his defense, boss. His defense. There was a particular play. Daniss had some eye catching. Yeah, he did. I was just about to say this. This is exactly the play I'm talking about again. We be seeing the same thing, bro. Listen. So fundamental basketball, just IQ basketball, just technical basketball, right? There was a play, I think it was second quarter, where he closed out. It was a rotation. He closed out a little bit too hard on Jalen Suggs, right? And Suggs put the ball on the floor, and he got by Daniss, and he was able to get to the hoop. And JD rightly, came up, and contested the shot. He showed and contested the shot. When Daniss saw JD leave his feet, he immediately went to the glass.
Yes.
Immediately went to the glass and crashed the glass to help out JD on the boards. We always talk about this, boss, helping the helper. So many times this year, we see Isaiah Stewart go for a board or go for a block because he's helping you out. And then on the backside, there's nobody there helping him out. And he's like, we see it so many times from Stu. Daniss understands that. Even as the smallest guy on the court, he's still going to stick his nose in there and at least show even if he doesn't grab the board, even if they still score because he's just not big enough, he's going to show his teammate, I tried, bro. I appreciate you helping me by trying to, contest because I let my guy get by me. I'm going to try to help you out back and scratch your back by just trying to get on the glass. So even if you don't get it, just the effort can really build confidence and trust in your teammates to know next time if you get beat, I can contest because I know you're at least going to try to get the board. That kind of stuff is important. That one singular play told me a lot. It reminded me of who Daniss is. He's a team player. He's a team player. He's just trying to make the right play. Sometimes he's overpassing offensively, but defensively too. That singular play just reminded me that he understands how to play the game and he's a team player. I love that singular play. That was so huge for me.
And I mean, that too, just bring up the defense because it reminded me of the one on Suggs where Suggs towards late in the game was trying to go for the pump fake and Daniss kept his feet down. And the minute that Suggs did leave the ball, Daniss threw his whole body in the air. Right. He was reading it so well. He was so locked in the moment. It wasn't like, no, let me play it. Oh, okay. No, he was very focused on both ends. So you guys, I mean, he mentioned the defense, he mentioned that rebound play. I just remember that because he didn't fall for any of the pump fakes, just very much more didn't in those final minutes where he was hitting threes, he got to the free throw line late. Yes. He, was getting those boards, playing defense. He did not look like a rookie out there.
He did not tonight. And he's, once again, he basically is. So for him to be performing and to be ready for it and to show up, that's Daniss Jenkins. That's boss. That's why we were so high on him coming out of summer league, right? When we saw it, So
we knew
I'm happy for him.
Wasn't him. Just like we all knew this wasn't JD. I mean, Daniss has had his critics more than JD has.
Right.
Because he is so young, but we were just waiting for this to happen. And again, for both of them to kind of show up in this game is just major. Organic
said he heard Monica McNutt call Orlando the Nasty Boys and took that personally. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? I also heard, who was that? Somebody called somebody referred to a different player as a smooth operator. I'm like, bro, that's Cade. What are you talking about? So yeah, they take that stuff personal. We're gonna get to this too, guys. We're gonna see a lot about Cavs, right? We're gonna get to this once we finish this game. We're gonna talk about who we want to see and stuff like that. We'll get to that. 15 for 15 for a 22-year-old in a game 7 indicates he will outduel the remaining field. Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. He's a young player too. We got a lot of young guys on this team, man. So a lot of room for growth. We're just getting started, guys, with this championship contending run that we are on right now. The arrow is pointing up for sure. All right, guys. Let's keep pushing, boss. We got a few more guys we got to get to. Let's go now to who want to go to next? Let's go to Javonte Savage. Can you whoa Green in this game, guys? Javonte Green finished with 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting overall. All those shots were 3, so he couldn't get a shot to fall. 2 boards in 13 minutes, boss. What did you see tonight from Savage Wolf?
Yeah, he finally hit his 3, his last one. Tough, if you were here with our little roundtable last time after the game 6. You got some criticism from King, from guys in the chat, need to make 3s, but he's out there for defense, and he had incredible defensive plays. He had 3 fouls today, which I usually like to look at because, again, he plays so well, but and he didn't play a lot of minutes. He's been averaging more closer to 22, 23. So in 14 minutes, his job when he was open was to shoot the 3s. He didn't get hot until later on, but his job on the court is always to just defend. The 3s are just extra. And again, they usually do fall eventually. I think you even called one of the ones that fell. Like you're like, that's in once he got it back. So
in the corner, that's a shot.
Yep. And so he there was a time late in the second half when I was on the live and I was like, they're gonna just have Suggs and Bane shoot these 3s. But the problem was that Ausar and Wu were perimeter defenders, and they were switching off of each other. It started with Ausar on Bane and Wu on Suggs, and they switched, and Wu was on Bane, and that made it difficult. That made them have to give it off the perimeter. So he was there, and I said this in rebuttal last time. Javonte Wu, is he blocking? Is he stealing? Not every game, but he's making his guy give it up. Right. He's not getting shot over. Yep. And on the perimeter, that's when the Magic could have gained momentum, could have come back to this game with Bane. Bane, for some reason,
he struggles when he's guarded by Wu. Yeah,
exactly. But he does when he shoots a 3, it's going in. That's how I feel about it. Like he's very efficient there. But Wu made him give it up. He made or dribble it in. He gets them off the 3-point line, and when that time you just got to live with it. They get a tough floater. If they if you get there, you got to live with it. But the fact that you weren't throwing it, that he didn't let Bane or Suggs, who Suggs, guys, has actually shot the most 3s in the playoffs so far.
That's crazy.
Coming into this game and been the least efficient at it. So he kind of fell off there. He can be just as dangerous. We've seen it. But Bane, he had a ton of 3s in one of the earlier games against us that we lost, and he is still pretty efficient there. Yep. Still a big threat. But to shut down, basically that was just shutting down momentum of other players. Like we said, if Banchero has to carry the team, he can't score 100 points. So what you make sure doesn't happen is that 1 or 2 other guys help lift that off, and they absolutely helped put that down. I'm curious to see. Bane was 3 of 5 from 3 tonight.
Okay.
For 16 points. So
you can live with I can live with that.
No, I can live with that. He was their second leading scorer. He was their second leading scorer.
Right.
Our second leading scorer had 30 points, and our third leading scorer had 16.
Yeah.
In half the time.
And also, we have 4 guys in double figures. Actually, 5 guys in double figures.
Yeah. Not half the time, but 10 minutes less. Daniss Jenkins matched Desmond Bane's output.
Facts. Good point. Yeah, I agree. We talked about other guys who could be potentially playing and stuff like that. I'm going to say this. He is out there for defense, but he does need to knock down open shots. he does need to knock down open shots when they're there because we talked about him and Ron, right? Like, that's the difference. I think if he's going to be out there to where Ron's not playing at all, you got to knock down some shots.
Yeah, agreed.
Otherwise, it's like, what's the difference?
Agreed.
Agreed.
We agreed on
but
that.
yeah, but like you said, it's the things that don't show up. You don't get a stat for forcing a guy to give the ball up. You don't get a stat for forcing the guy into a tough shot. You get a stat for a block, but not for those other things. And those other things can be just as important to leading two stocks, right? It's like a hockey turnover, a hockey steal, a hockey block, to where you're forcing it. You're not causing it, or you're not getting it, but you're causing it. So that's organic. That is literally in my notes, bro. I have here in caps, stop gambling. That's exactly what I have here in my notes, bro. That's crazy. I said the same thing. That was my only note for him for a while, was stop gambling. Early in the season, he would do it. And he would, more times than not early in the season, I would see him gamble and he would come away with it. But when you do it, you better come away with that basketball. Because if you don't, now they have a numbers advantage because you're behind the whole play.
Well,
and tonight he gambled for it again. And we didn't really need it. We were playing pretty good half court defense. We were getting stops in the half court defense. Like, we didn't need to try to get that. I understand that's who he is. That's how he plays. But if we're going to talk about guys being smart and, being vets, and that's why he's out there over Ron, aside from his shooting and just his veteran leadership, it's just one play tonight. But if you're going to gamble, you got to get that play, because if you don't, you're compromising the whole defense. And now the rotations have to be crisp, because they're going to move the ball. So I had that in my notes for sure. You got to be careful with that gambling.
And I agree. And that was on Tristan Da Silva, who didn't get a lot of minutes tonight. He was able to get an easy bucket off of that. Yep. But what I do appreciate is, first of all, we saw that a lot earlier in the season with Wu, and then he got very good at kind of the gamble and get back in time. Like, he was very good at that.
The recovery,
And I will say, though, that happened early and it didn't happen again.
Yeah,
and
that was it. It was a play.
And of course, he just needs to lock in. I think he just, again, he understands his role as well. I don't think he was happy necessarily with his performance last game. And he came in to I do agree, if Wu's not making those shots and we just need defense and we're ahead, give Ron a chance. But again, Wu, when we really needed him late, which was keeping those guys out the perimeter, he did a great job. Absolutely. And there wasn't any gambling. He just locked into the role he needed to play. Yep. I think a little bit of it is that he does want, to get momentum high. It's a game 7 home game. He wants to, and I think he truly does believe he can get these. And
for sure.
And he usually can. And like I said, it's just not something we've seen from him for a while, because we've seen him have a nice balance of it. So, it wouldn't have been quite as egregious if he wasn't leaving guys like Desmond Bane, Da Silva wide open too. And he almost had it. And so, but yes, then he locked in. He's just like, you know what? I'm just going to play good defense. And if it's there for sure, I got it. And so
I need to have a little bit more THJ to him, because that was how THJ was. Like, he wasn't a guy even like Caris, who can turn you over and get some quick
or even
sixes.
Ausar.
But THJ last year was just a very solid defender. Yeah. He just forced guys into tough shots. He wasn't turning you over a ton. He was staying attached. And, when he wasn't getting caught on back doors and stuff like that. He was just very solid.
Yeah.
So I think if we can continue to get that from him, and that's the only black mark. Like, aside from that, I still want him, and it's the reason he's played 82 games this season.
And
guys.
Shoot your open threes, because he is going to
knock down your shots. Yep, I agree. So if he's, I'm okay with that. Just if he cuts that out and is able to knock down open shots, he's going to be the Javonte Green who played 82 games in the regular season. He's going to be that same guy.
I bet we don't see it again. I truly think that it's going to, because Ausar too. Ausar gets passing lane steals, but he doesn't do it by launching. Like, he'll do it if it comes to him. He's not a guy, and he used to be too. Like, he used to try to go for some stuff. We've seen Cade go for steals. We've seen our guys go for steals, and JB just doesn't want that from anyone.
Right.
It's just more apparent when it's Wu out there, because usually he gets it. And so when he doesn't, and they miss, it's just not a mistake we've seen him make for a while, like Kevin said. So I do agree with you guys completely, but I also just think I think
your points are fair.
It was a mistake that was quickly fixed, and that's all you can ask too.
100%. Yeah, Kevin, he helped his teammates more. Yeah, so just the little things, and I think Wu brings a lot of those same things for sure. That's why he plays so much, even without having to score the basketball a lot. So I do think we'll see. We'll get to Ron. We'll get to Ron a little bit later after we get to some of these guys. But we'll talk about that. Boss, let's move to some more starters or some more reserves. Not too much really more to get to here, but we'll go through them, and then we'll get to Ron, and we'll get to some other guys, and we'll go to Cavs, Raptors if y'all want to, and all that stuff. So, boss, let's go now to Isaiah Dog Pound Senior Stewart in this game tonight, guys. He did not score. He only played 8 minutes again. 0 for 2 from the field. One was a strip. 1 board and 1 turnover, and a bunch of tackling and throwing guys around in 8 minutes. Boss, what you see tonight from Beef Stew?
Man, so last time he only played 8 minutes as well. We saw him in the first and second half this time, though. We were curious about what it was. I genuinely wonder if JB knows that the Magic just drives Stu crazy. It's just not – just like I just talked about reasons for not wanting Ron in for Wu is that Ron would get a little bit foul baited. He would get, because he plays – I feel like JB knew that was the Magic's plan. That's why they put in Mo. Why Mo was throwing himself to the ground. Said that. Yeah. Why they lock up and Mo's being all dramatic because Stu won't ever throw himself to the ground.
Right.
He's not going to do that. And so, yes, guys, he was physical, but he was playing physical against another physical person until that other physical person, Mo Wagner, let go and threw him. Like they're baiting him into it. So I'm curious if that's what it is a little bit. He didn't get any shots in. They tried to get him going early in the paint and it got knocked out of his hands. It wasn't really a factor in these last few wins, but I don't think that's necessarily a him thing.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to make him. We saw him have 8 blocks in a game this series.
Exactly. In 17 minutes.
There. Right. So, but I don't want like 2 fouls in 7.5 minutes to no. And they were both kind of, fouls on that. One was a screen, I believe. I think he drew an offensive foul on a screen too. So like he did some good things and everything. He helped Cade get open for a couple of those threes. Like he was still out there doing stuff, even if he wasn't scoring or blocking and everything. But I think the Magic in particular, they infuriate me.
Right.
I want to punch all their faces. So I can't imagine how easy it is to get under Stu's skin. And even if Stu just wants to play physical basketball, he can't because he gets baited into it because of the way that the Magic play, the way that they'll happily throw their bodies to the ground. They'll happily think so. I just think that's where it's at there. I also don't know if he is still a little bit sore, not playing 100%. That's why we saw him from lower minutes tonight. Again, the last 2 games haven't needed him to play more and later in the game anyways. So I don't know. But for me, looking ahead, there's going to be guys that get under. I just can't see like a Jarrett Allen taking him off. No. Not the way
or Mobley. They're not. Yeah. They're not like that.
And again, Stu's going to play physical against no matter who you are, but he just has to kind of. I think I said this in the live too. If Mo Wagner is wrapping himself around you, let him keep your arms up because he's just going to flail and throw himself down. I could not stand Mo Wagner. We saw Killian was it Diallo, Hami that knocked him out from behind?
No, that was Killian.
Oh, Killian.
That was and Killian ain't he doesn't usually. But he hip checked him. He could have really hurt him.
Right.
And then Hami came over later.
But Hami's the one who punched him in the back, I thought.
No, I was Killian.
Oh, okay. But
and he acted like he fell over and like he was trying to draw.
Well, he did.
So weak, bro.
But but he Tom is like no cheap shots, but I wouldn't care if Stu swung at him. But anyways.
Well, that's what they want. That's to your point. That's what they want. They would rather that trade-off.
I want to. And I try to get people, if I want to swing at your face, imagine being out there. And because he's a talker, his silly little mustache is also infuriating for just being there. Just like,
That's hilarious.
That's where I'm at.
Killian got him. Y'all remember that play? He hit him right in the back of that. That could have been dangerous too.
No, it can't.
Hit the guy in the back of the head like that. But once again, Killian don't do that. So for him to do that, you hip check somebody. You got to defend yourself. So yeah. But to your point, that could have been a chess move on JB's part. Yeah.
And Stu's still going to be,
huge next series, I think.
Huge. And he's still a huge locker room guy, still a huge momentum changer.
For sure.
So I just hope he's all good. We haven't heard anything about it. So at this point, I'm just like, maybe it's a mix of both. But I just hope he's set and solid because I know that he's still going to be very impactful for this team in their continuing playoff run.
Absolutely. And that's how playoff runs go.
Yes.
You have deep teams. You have guys who step up in different series because of matchups. You have a deep team, a lot of guys who can really do that for you. Ron Holland could do that next series, right? JD could do that next series. Stu could be that next series. So it's just nice to have different, and it's nice to have a Paul Reed for situations like this as well, when you know that Stu may be agitated a little bit quicker than, guys like other guys. So it's just nice to have that optionality for sure.
Real quick, just not even for this series, but if he got into it with one of these guys and got suspended, it takes him out for
100%.
next series.
So to your point, that could have been a chess move. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's all I got too. Like he's had some great games in the series, really good games. With other games, it's been like not so much because of what you just said. But once again, I think for him, it's just a matter of just keeping his emotions in check, like you guys talked about. And, JB just deploying him when he feels he's ready, when he feels it's the best situation for him. And I think whether it's the Raptors or whether it's the Cavs, I think he has a much better series. At least, especially offensively, I think he has a much better series. I always think about the Cavs when Stu crossed over Mobley behind his back and went to the hoop and laid it up. That was so pretty. So
it's one of my favorite Daniss off the bench moments too. He's like slipping.
Daniss, had him like skates.
Oh man, yeah. So it's
oh man,
agreed.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this much: if Stu does that to him this year, I bet you Daniss will be doing that this year.
Oh yeah,
that's his teammate now. So he's gonna be too happy about that.
Yeah, I bet we'll get to B-ball. I mean, we'll get to B-ball in a second, but I guess next. But he didn't play a lot of minutes.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we'll go over to B-ball, but just real quick, my thought was just that even though he didn't play a lot of minutes and Stu didn't play a lot of minutes, like their minutes combined basically made up for the limited minutes that JD was off the floor. But again, it just helped JD get a rest, and then B-ball, like you said, had proved last game that he can hold it down.
So let's get to him.
Yeah. Okay.
So he played 2 minutes. He didn't score. Missed his only field goal attempt. And once again, in Boston, no turnovers.
Yeah, so, no turnovers.
Right. So go continue on your B-ball point. What were you saying? Keep telling.
I would like. Yeah, I mean, of course, I want to see him more. There's kind of no reason why we shouldn't. Thanks, guys, for the update. Real quick, they tied it up at the half.
Okay.
It'll be a good second half. But so B-ball, he came in and he had that block on Anthony Black, and I warned y'all about Tony Brothers. This man will not admit when he's wrong. I was at game 2, Nuggets Timberwolves. Christian Brown went up for a layup, got called for a foul. Jaden McDaniels, it gets challenged. We're all watching in the stands like that's gonna get overturned because Jaden McDaniels like basically was just like barely like what, but didn't even swipe hard, brushed his knee. I was like, okay, well that's nothing. Like that didn't even affect the shot. But Tony Brothers said no, it was contact, hand to knee contact. And today I saw B-ball's block, which he should have gotten, immediately came into the game, immediately had defensive impact on Anthony Black. Touched his hair, brushed something. I forgot what it was. Was it down low? I wasn't listening. I just saw that it was unsuccessful. I don't know if it was down low, whatever. B-ball Paul did nothing wrong there. They challenged it immediately, as we all thought that they should. We all were in agreement with it. But it was so weird that and Tony Brothers, again, won't admit that he's wrong. So if it's a Mitchell Irvin call, if it's a Josh Tiven call, sure. They'll admit that they're wrong on a challenge, but not Tony Brothers. He's like, no, guys, did you not see him? He didn't give him a completely clear path to the basket. Hello.
Right.
Wow. Right. Insanity to me.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I knew it was coming after I saw who called it, but it just showed, even he, it showed he did his, oh my God, immediately. I thought we would see him more, but he, even though that challenge was unsuccessful, all this stuff is only 2 minutes. He had 1 foul, no turnovers, no points, nothing. That right there just showed me that it's incomplete, but it showed effort. It showed rim protection. It showed defense immediately after checking in. So I just have to give him that for sure.
He's done that all year.
Yeah,
true. You put him for 30 seconds, he'll find a way to beat McKim. That's honestly what Cade said post game. He said it just so happens. He said he's our third big. It just so happens that he's got 2 great bigs, playing in front of him. He said, but he said it's incredible what he's able to do. He said, Cade used the word production. We say impact, Cade says production. He said the production he's been able to give us in short minutes for a big part of this season is crazy. Like Cade was singing his praises. Cade said basically he's the reason we won this game, last game.
Oh yeah.
He came out and said it, and we all knew it. It's just nice once again, as Cade is the leader, just giving these guys their flowers because he knows what's going on. He saw the difference. So, like you said, boss, it doesn't take a lot for him to be impactful in games. Yeah. He doesn't need it. That doesn't mean he shouldn't play more because I think he still should play more so he can give you more production and impact. But it's just nice to know that he's always ready. He doesn't mope. He doesn't pout. He's not toxic. He's not bad for the vibes.
Right.
He's just always ready to go.
Yes.
And he deserves a lot of credit for that. He deserves a lot of credit for that.
And again, the 2 big lineup is something, you wanted to see in this series, all this stuff. It's just hard to do when you got guys like Duncan and Tobias who are producing in other ways. But it's like, it's still something that's on the table for other matchups.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still, and especially if we don't know if Stu's 100%, we don't know if he, if it's something mental like right now or whatever, we don't know how he shows out. Like just to have that in B-ball that he got minutes. And like you said, just never mopes. You can tell that he gets eager. He's like Ron. He gets eager. He wants to contribute. But when he goes in, he understands, the next. The next move.
For sure. Kevin said that was the zestiest call ever for all my big homie CC fans. He act like a zest monster for sure. Zest monster for sure. Like, how do you call that, bro? How do you call it? That's insane. Yes, ultimate professional. Another one we talked about Tobias and Dunk. You can add him right. Like, I guess Philly don't like professionals on their team, boss. Like, I don't get it. They let both of those guys go for no reason. So we'll thank them. Thank you guys. Thank Philly and thank Cleveland for giving us who we have now. Boss, let's keep pushing. Let's go to okay, guys. So really, we're gonna get through these next guys quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Tolu, Chaz, and Ron finally got to play in this series. I said
that's everybody.
It's usually flip flop. I don't know what's going on with you tonight.
When Tolu came on the court was when I started tearing up. I started welling. I was like, no, my God.
So Tolu played a minute. He didn't score. He didn't have any stats. He almost had a block. He wanted that block bad. They called a foul right before he smacked it into the first row. That was funny.
Well, he said nothing easy. Nothing easy. He still showed up. Yeah, it wasn't a foul on him. It was a foul on someone else. But, he still just said, no, I'm not going to see it go in. No way.
Yeah. I'm glad he got a chance to get into the game. I don't think he played at all last year in the playoffs. So it was nice. Yeah. He was with the team, but he didn't play. We were talking about that when he came on the show. He didn't get a chance to play. So it's nice that, boss, when we have him back on, hopefully this summer, we can talk to him about, what his experience was in this playoff run, right? Yes. So we'll see. Playoff Tolu. Shout out to him, and that's my guy. That's who, guys. If you guys see the intro, Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all follow. That's Tolu. So I appreciate him always showing love. Glad he got his chance to at least grace the floor, and hopefully, if he's needed, he gets the opportunity against some of these bigger teams like Cleveland. Who knows? We may see him a little bit. So we'll see.
Yeah, and real quick, I said before the game, I was like, I want us to have such a big blowout that we empty the bench.
You said that.
To get playoff minutes, and we did.
You said that. Yeah.
Except, never mind. Go ahead.
What you mean? What? You know what I'm talking about? Because you said never mind, Joker. Let's go to Chaz. Chaz Lanier played about 30 seconds. He had 2 points. He scored. He got a bucket. That's what's up. Okay. Chaz. 1 for 1. In 1 minute. 2 points in 1 minute. So same story with him. Incomplete, but hey, he got in the court. Also, as a rookie. Got playoff points as a rookie.
I saw a little smile after he made it. He also, guys, he had an open 3 and just dribbled it in to get that shot. I'm like, okay, you didn't just throw it up there. You said, I'm gonna get my points. I'm gonna get my points. So I was hoping when that lineup came in of Sass, Ron, Tolu, Chaz, and then they left Wu out there. I was hoping that Chaz. I was hoping that someone other than Wu would score. I was hoping someone like that. There's just enough time left. We could have gotten more, but we weren't gonna Jaden McDaniels them. So it was cool to see him get those. Just exciting for that.
Yeah. Cornelius said Chad has a good jumper. He needs minutes. Yeah. I think that's more so on the docket for him next year.
Yeah.
Right. Once he's still a rookie. He's still got a lot of guards are in front of him right now, right? Mm-hmm. So I think once again, come off season, that may get cleared out a little bit. The log jam we have maybe cleared a little bit. Maybe I don't think he's going anywhere. He better not go anywhere. He's a stud, I think, for sure, going forward. But I think that's in the future for him for sure. Because you're right, he was drafted to be a shooter, bro. So we'll see for sure. All right, man. By the way, boss, Bigwood says he's gonna take a shot for both of us. Hey, bro, I'm gonna take a shot as soon as we finish. So I'm making sure I'm sober for y'all so I can get my thoughts together and talk. But I'm gonna have fun tonight. It's gonna be shots that are taken. I'm gonna be partaking for sure this evening. So that's for later. But appreciate you for that for sure. Boss, Ron, let's get to Ron now. Little Ron came in. It was hard for me. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard for me, guys, watching Ron, and this is not a slight. it was hard for me watching Ron come in with those other guys like he's one of those other guys. They're all a unit, but he's been an important player for this team all year. So it was kind of hard for me. I kind of felt bad for him.
Right.
Coming in at the end of the game with Tolu and Chaz. And,
but I don't know if
it's cool, but it's like, you got to find a way to get him playing more next series. And I think we will. I think they will. Because he deserves to play. He does.
I just want to say, I think I was looking through scrolling some stuff right before we hopped on here, and there's a video of him at the end of the game just smiling ear to ear, hugging everybody. Okay. So, I think just getting on the court was happy. He's just happy for the team. He's still a team guy, but like I said, just eager. I think Eric mentioned his maturity last time with him up off the bench, cheering them on and stuff. I think, reasons we didn't see that before was also just because we were losing those games, but Ron definitely he's for the team, but you can tell that he wants to contribute.
Of course. He's a competitor, man.
Yeah. He's happy either way. Not either. I wouldn't say happy either way, but he's thrilled that we're on to the next round.
Yep.
And he will, I think,
that's what's good about it.
Step up for that.
That's what's good about it for him. That's the difference. Because last year he didn't play a lot other than I think like the first 2 games, and then we went home. So at least now the series is over, but there's another one coming where he still has a chance to make an impact. That's the good part for him, right? So I think we're going to see more around next series, and we'll see. We'll see for sure. It's crazy, though. We won this series without him. It just shows, not a slight to him, just more so bigger up in our team. You got a lot of guys that can get it done.
Well, right? Remember,
so being able to unleash him next round could be pivotal. Go ahead.
He did play a good amount of minutes in game 1, and Wu played very few minutes.
True, that's right. First game.
And Wu was very impactful in the second game.
That's what it was.
So I think it wasn't necessarily a slight to Ron. It was just figuring this out. And then as the games went on, guys, we cut our lineup down. We had an 11-man lineup in game 1 and 2. And then it just slowly got down tonight. We had 9. The last 2, we only had 9. More like 8 with B-ball only playing 8 minutes as well. So as the series went on, we just, JB let these guys finish it out. And that's just going to be huge for next round too.
Right. For sure.
And but with a kind of a secret weapon now too, is that Ron is going to be super energized, not tired at all. We're 2 days away. We're 2 days away. And I know we'll talk about it shortly, but whoever we face up is also only 2 days away.
Yeah.
Right. Cavs and Raptors are also, they're going to be, and we're home. And we're home.
Yeah, we're home again. We're home again. But against the RJ Barrett, against the Brandon Ingram, I think he can be really good guarding some of their wings.
Yeah, like Ron,
really big, strong guys. They're just more so wiry guys. I think he can be really impactful and disruptive against some of those guys for sure. I think about Brandon Ingram particularly. Go ahead.
Let me know real quick, because that was more Raptors based. I think against Cavs, I could see Max Strus, Dean Wade's kind of bigger. What's his face?
Yeah.
Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill. He's a little shorter, but he can guard him for sure. Yeah.
Has Jalen Tyson, if you guys have been keeping up, has Jalen Tyson had significant playoff minutes? I'm really curious.
That's your guy. You were telling me about him. Yeah.
He's the one that fouled Jenkins for that 3. But he's really good at defense. He's a very good defender. He's a very good clutch shooter. I said in that game, I was like, Jalen Tyson's going to start draining his 3s in the second half. It's exactly what he did. He's very good at that. I do like him, but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in any highlights. Right. So
right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, you guys let us know if he's been playing.
Let me know. Yeah. I'm just curious, because that would be at least someone. I think he's a little bit wider and stronger, but Ron could stay in front of him.
Agreed.
Ron could close
Agreed.
Him, so
yeah, that was his guy Ray coming out a couple years ago. Okay, I just got introduced to him this year, and Boss told me about him. So shout out to y'all for knowing who he is.
I know. I need
9
to make
5.
I have my
see that as well next series. Yeah,
guys that I love.
I hope we see Ron and Ausar in stints next series, or some Ron and Wu, the Grit Bulls, right? The Grit Bulls, Ron and Wu next series. I could see some of these wings who didn't play as much in this series place more in the next series. And Kevin, you're right. I think Ingram has been out. So even still, I think he could still be impactful, but you are right. He has not really played. All right, Boss. So yeah, that was all I had about Ron. It was just kind of hard to see him coming in into the game.
Right,
but
I agree.
Once again,
you'll see the videos, the post games. He is very happy, very upbeat, smiling ear to ear. So
lastly, Boss was going to say, never mind. I'm bringing it up. No Caris LeVert. Only DNP.
You forgot Sass.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I'm tripping. Sass played 1 minute. My fault.
Jamoka's going to come for you and say there was an agenda all along.
Oh, Lord. Him and 313 Kurt about to be trying to, y'all about to go crazy in the chat. I already know. He played one. I didn't really, He had an assist. He had an assist. I must have had my head down for that one. I didn't see that one, but he had an assist. Okay, good for him. Good for him. Good for him as well. Yeah, I wasn't trying to slight him.
No, I know.
I like Sass.
I was like, we're gonna talk about everyone. We talked about equals. So I just want to shout out Sass too, because it was cool to see him. And again, only a minute 13. But just to get out, I mean, just huge for these guys to get out there. They can, they can just tell people later in life, I played a game 7 playoff game.
Telling the grandkids.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
It's just exciting.
50 years ago in 2026.
Jazz was smiling. I just wanted them to empty the bench, and that's what we got to do. And the reason that they empty the bench with a minute to go is for stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, so good for him. Good for him. There he is. There he is. I ain't seen him all show. You just been watching. You've been lurking the whole show, huh? Waiting on Sasser. Waiting to see what was said about him. Here he come out the woodwork.
You're ready to didn't even mention my guy Sasser with a beautiful assist.
Man, I ain't seen him all show. Last 2.5 hours, I ain't seen Jamoke go 3 nowhere.
Oh, man.
That's his guy, though. I ain't gonna hate on it. That's my guy, too. I like Sasser, man. All right, guys. And Caris didn't play this game, boss. No Caris LeVert in this game. So for all you guys who were saying, that's JB's son, and he's got something on JB, and that's why he's always playing. He didn't play him. He hasn't really played much the last couple games.
I said that last game. He only played 4.5 minutes. You guys didn't like what he said. He was 0 for 2. I think he had a turnover or something. And, JB, I don't think he ever was his guy. I know that was been the narrative, but he's just, again, you got to play certain guys to get them into rhythm. They had to play certain minutes, and he never really did.
Right.
But, it's curious. I mean, again, like you just said, there's no more favorites here.
Right.
Because you could argue that Ron has had lots more minutes than Wu in certain times, and vice versa. Like I truly don't think that there's favorites and everything. And I think it would have been more of like a slight for Caris to come in with a minute 13 left. But guy. Yeah. Someone, take your anger out.
I love the Cope. Everybody in the chat, who's hating Cope, and you must be a Boston fan. You must be a Boston fan.
Or a Magic fan.
Or a Magic fan. Saying, go Cope. It's okay. You'll be all right. Off season's coming soon. Y'all can make some changes to whatever.
Thanks for coming at the end of our show.
Thanks for coming at the end of the show. And thanks for letting us know that your team lost as well with the hate. So, that's hilarious. That's funny. We moving on. Boss. So that's all we got, guys, for the box scores. We can do a quick look ahead, boss, to whoever we're playing. They wanted us to do a live watch for the rest of the game. How you feeling right now? How you feeling right now?
What's is it the half?
I don't even know how much time is left, to be honest.
It's a whole half. The second half just started.
Oh shoot, we may have to just do a recap or something, man. The whole half. We've been on since what time did we start, boss? Like 3:00 today?
Yeah. I mean,
we've been going 6 hours.
Your call, I'm gonna watch it regardless. I just might have to eat and snack while we're doing a rewatch. But I think we should just talk about it.
Let's just talk about it. Let's just look ahead real quick. Okay, so let's shift gears. We're gonna shift gears a little bit, guys. So as boss mentioned, we are going to be playing either Cleveland or Toronto. We don't know who yet, but we do know when. So as of right now, game 1 is going to be this coming Tuesday, May 5th at 7 p.m. Once again, right back at LCA. It's so dope to have all these LCA home games in the playoffs. And guys, it's going to be broadcasted on Peacock. So, boss, I will swing it to you. What are your thoughts coming into this next round, regardless of who we play? Like, do you have a favorite? Who do you want to play? Who don't you want to play? Just what are your overall thoughts about either of these two teams and how the Pistons fare?
Well, in our live show a while ago, I picked the Raptors. I thought that they ranked 10 places higher than the Cavs. They're like number 7 in defensive rating. Cavs are number 17. We finished the season number 2 behind OKC.
Yeah.
So the Raptors defense has been fun. I still think, even though I picked the Raptors, I think the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell really just pulls things out sometimes. Yep. I think that if they keep it close, the Cavs take this. However, that's how I felt about Celtics Sixers last night. I thought if the Sixers kept it too close, Celtics would hit those late threes to just eke over.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I did. I mean, the Sixers only had a 1 to 2 point lead for a while. The Celtics just weren't making their threes, which is unlike them. But anyways,
yes,
I think the Cavs still might pull this out. But I picked the Raptors to win for a reason. Here's my thoughts real quick on them. Cavs give us problems. I think they're the tougher matchup. I think it's hard. It'll still be tough. James Harden is a playoff faller. Donovan Mitchell, though, always pure. Donovan Mitchell never has a bad game against us. Ever.
Most teams he doesn't, to be honest. He just he a baller, bro. I gotta give him credit. He can hoop.
True. Alan, and he has his beautiful white fiance now too. I forgot who it is. She's famous.
Oh, what's her name?
Gorgeous.
Help me out, y'all. She was on Bel Air. That's Hillary on the Fresh Prince, the reboot.
They'll get it for you. They'll get it.
Yeah. I can't think of her. I can't believe. Yeah, she can sing too. She's a dope artist too. Like she got some pipe. Trust me, I would know. I'm a singer. She's nice. Coco
Jones.
Yeah, Coco. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyways,
shout out to them.
I think that again. I think Mosley and Allen can both have their good games as well. But I think, like you said, it for some reason, even though a lot of people you're not hearing what we're saying, the Cavs are still tough on bigs. But JD has had their way against them. It had his way against them. Especially that's why this confidence boost is huge. We can still get it done there. Sam Merrill can shoot. Max Strus can shoot. Max Strus is like on Grayson Allen level, punchable face with me too. I just can't stand him. But so I don't really want to see that. Dennis Schroeder has won the game and lost them a game.
He lost him a couple games.
But he won them the game before. He's been up and down.
Yeah.
But Dennis against Daniss, I'm okay with that.
That's gonna be fun. That would be fun to watch. That would be fun to watch. Boss.
It's just a lot of perimeter shooting again, but we did that against the Magic. The Cavs are definitely better than the Magic.
Nice.
But I also talked about this. I think the Cavs are going to be more tired on Tuesday than we are because we didn't expect this. I think we all expected it to be a challenge against the Magic, but we weren't sitting on our egos. The Cavs' egos is what got them to the game 7 because they, from 6 weeks left in the regular season, they were like, we're in a different league than the Pistons. Oh, we're playing the standings game. We don't want the Celtics, but we'll take the Pistons. So we'll stay at 4. Like, they're just trying, and their egos are just out of this world. And I think that they weren't ready to, they have to use all their energy now. They were lackadaisical for the first few games, and then Toronto came back. So that's where I'm at with the Cavs. This is why Toronto will be hard for us. Toronto, young. Toronto, also good perimeter shooters. Toronto, also top 10 defensive team. We're top 5, they're top 10. But still good on defense. Scotty and Scotty can get going. Brandon dropped over 30 points against us in each game that we played. Whether he's playing or not, he can still pull it off. He's one of my favorite players. RJ Barrett, I think we could get in control. Like they have 3 guys that I know can shoot well. I have 3 guys that I know could.
RJ's been hooping too.
Yeah, RJ, Scotty,
I don't like him, but he's been hooping.
Yeah, RJ, Scotty, and Brandon can all have 20 points in a game.
Yeah.
So that's where they're dangerous, and their defense. And I do think that them winning is going to light more confidence in the Cavs winning is almost like, well, thank God we won. Like, even though that's how we should feel, the way that we've won, coming back from 3-1, all that stuff, like how we got to here, have been in sync. Like the Cavs are going to be like, thank God we pulled that out. We almost lost it their few, and then have to face us, and that's going to be tough. And then but the Raptors, their youth and their energy, they're going to come in excited, ready to go. Yeah. They're going to be they're just going to be pumped. I think the more fun series would be Pistons Raptors. Only because I think it'll be a lot of more transition ball. It would be a lot more on both ways. I just think it would be more fun. And so more fun. I still see it. It's hard to speak up because I had us beating the Magic in 5, but now that we're in rhythm, I still need to see more games. I think we take Toronto in 5 and Cavs in 6. Is where I'm at.
I would say 6,
I just think Toronto would be a lot more fun, especially too because neighboring cities there, just right across the pond, like just a little bit more fun. So I would love to see that, and it's just another little upset in the league. Knock the Cavs and their egos out, but the Pistons can do that too. So I do see us it being tougher. So tough in different ways. I just think the ways that the Cavs are tough are a little harder than the ways the Toronto Raptors would be tough. So
yeah, I'm still not sure, to be honest, boss, which way I'm leaning. I feel like the Pistons struggle with teams who play the way they play and have the personnel to do so, like Orlando. I don't think there are too many matchups in the league who are worse than Orlando because they play how we play, and they have the personnel and the size, the physicality to be able to do it. So that's why I'm kind of leaning more so towards Cleveland, because they don't play the way we play.
Okay.
And I think we can kind of impose our will more on them when it comes to the contrasting styles, because defense wins. Defense beats offense in the playoffs, right? But at the same time, Toronto isn't as good as we are at that style. That's why I think we win either way. If it's Cleveland, we impose our will with our styles being different.
Okay.
And Toronto, we play similar, but we're better at that game than they are. So I think either way we win the series. But I think Cleveland will actually be a little bit tougher, just because they have guys who can go and get it. But it's hard to say, because you look at James Harden, he can't stay in front of nobody, right?
No.
Like Cade is going to eat when it comes. And I'm thinking about D Mitch. Okay, I'm assigning Ausar Thompson to D Mitch, and I'm living with the results. And I got Ron Holland as well for him, and I'm living with the results. So I still don't know yet. I still don't know which way I'm leaning yet. Go ahead.
Do you want to hear just some quick? I'll just give you some quick stats that I'm noticing from this matchup right now. So, guys, it was tied at half, and with 3 minutes into the third, Cavs are up by 9. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Scotty Barnes and Jamal Shed, who I've name dropped before. He went to school with Marcus Sasser. He's smaller. We might see some more Sass minutes if Shed is in there. Anyways, they both have 14 points to lead the Raptors. RJ Barrett with 9. Pirtle's got nothing. So that's huge for bigs. And their bench only has 9 points. Okay. Then we got Cleveland, who's now up by 10.
Mitch, real quick, boss. Tobias Harris over me. What's going on, my dog? Hey, one of these days I want to have you on the show, bro. Feature you on the show, bro, because you're doing some amazing things with your live watchbacks, bro. Everybody drop some dubs in the chat for Brooklyn. I know a lot of y'all follow him here. He's got some great watchbacks. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him, follow him. He's been showing us love over here, so we're gonna show it right back to him. Shout out to my dog. All right, go ahead, boss.
Absolutely. Thanks for popping in.
For sure, my guy.
Real quick, just so Donovan Mitchell has 14 points to lead the Cavs, but on 6 of 13, he just got that up. 2 of 7 from 3. Okay. No assists. 1 rebound.
Wow.
Mobley has 10 points, 5 rebounds. Allen, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Harden, 10 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Their bench, though, has 20 points.
Okay.
So the Raptors bench has 9 points. The Cleveland bench has 20 points.
Right. Okay.
So when we think about, and they are playing Tyson. Tyson has 5 points. Sam Merrill has 8 on 2 of 2 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3, and then free throws. Max Strus with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. He is an issue. Max Strus is like a little ratty man.
Oh, yeah, you love him, don't you? Max Strus.
His hair, it just gives me more and more reasons to hate him. And this year it's his hair.
Nice.
And so, but anyways, so that's just kind of, so I just want to give you a little bit of that insight, because Toronto's guys are getting it done, Barrett and Barnes, and then that is out. Ingram is out, and so is Quickly. Quickly's been out for a while. Ingram has been in and out. So with Ingram in the starting lineup instead of Walter, that could play a role. So now it's just more about, like, how do you think our bench matches up? Since today, even we were like, we need our bench to get going, and Daniss still was the one to carry that.
I think Daniss is gonna eat either way, whether it's Shed, whether it's Schroeder. I think he's gonna be able to, because once again, like, he struggled with the size and physicality of Orlando. Those guys are all 6'6", 6'7" on the perimeter.
Yeah,
you know, Shed is what, 6'1", 6'2" maybe. So it's like
he's a starter.
Still, he's gonna match up against him at some point, because especially with Cade and Daniss playing together, they're gonna see each other on the court. So I think that's a matchup that he can definitely look to attack for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't really think it makes a difference. Yeah. So either way, I got us in 6, boss. Either way.
Yeah, because especially that kind of shows that, again, the Cavs are still up by 10 with 5 minutes left. That score hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
And you know that they would come out. The fact that the Raptors got to the halftime with Cavs without Ingram.
Right.
Tied. So that shows both ways. That shows the Raptors' resilience and how they can, rely on other guys. It also shows how the Cavs had to call in their bench to score 20 points in order to get back in the game.
Yeah.
And are struggling against a team. So people right now are calling it. They call it for that. Toronto was leading by 10 for most of the first half. Now Cleveland's up by 10. Toronto's been letting leads go. Cleveland let a lead go. So we don't know. It's going to be like tough. So I do think, I like the in 6 though, because it just kind of covers all barriers. But again, like I said, I think come Tuesday, if we play the Cavs, I think it's I think the Cavs are going to be exhausted again, their egos, guys. They really truly thought that this would be a breeze.
Yeah.
To the Eastern Conference. They said that they're now, now they got to play us, and, they might look at some of the earlier games, but if they watch, tonight's game after they're done with this, or if they were watching prior, they can see that we're more locked in, and we're still, some of our guys like JD aren't even close to where they can be.
At all. Yeah. So we'll see, guys. We'll see how it plays out. Once we get to some finality on who we play, we'll definitely tap back in and talk about it. Brooklyn, my dog, we got to get you on the show one of these days, bro. Definitely want to have you on, man, and get your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Get your thoughts on these teams and these games, and promote you and what you doing, bro, for our community over here, because we got a lot of people over here that support you over there, man. So I want to shout you out for sure. I'm gonna shoot you a DM, and we gonna get that worked out for sure, my dog, for sure. Dubs in the chat, man. Dubs in the chat. Boss, you got anything else before you get out of here?
No, I'm probably going to post it later. We worked today with live on assist, something that
that was nice.
Eric Benson helped bring through us. They are an incredible platform. I'm excited to learn more about them, guys. We'll shout them out as we work with them more, but they're really good at just clipping some things, and definitely going to post my crying and stuff, because I still feel like crying. Like, this has been
Boss was emotional earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just so proud of this team. Like, so proud. It's sunk in for sure, but it still also hasn't sunk in, guys. Like, again, 6 days ago, we were in here
years.
Like nothing we can do except do I was like, nothing we can be except optimistic. Like, and now it's just like, we did it, and we get 1 day's rest. But I think the way that we're carrying our momentum, it's a little better. It's yes.
Yeah. I don't like this young team being off that long. I like how we just keep it rolling. We were saying that about Orlando coming in. They had just played and playing, and they ain't miss a beat come game 1. But we was off for a week.
Bye week. No bye week.
We was off for a week. We were healthy, but we were rusty. So that rest over rust argument is a real thing for sure. So I like that. That's not gonna be the case, and we ain't gonna take nobody else lightly after this series. That's for sure. So we'll leave it there, guys, man. We appreciate y'all showing up, showing out as you guys always do, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe if you are new, and show some love to our dog Brooklyn, who popped in and showed some love as well. So we hope you guys have a great night, and y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. We out of here. See y'all Tuesday. Peace.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think of just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of K9. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking pundits, I hear your shade. Talking that chop, you must run this way. Tryna tell ya, look at dog palm, mess around, find out, Tryna tell ya, look at dog palm, mess around, find out, For some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cop a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cop a hill, cause I'm like that.